Bingo. Good shit, bro.
As soon as I found that, I like this game. Now I get it.
Swung on, hit in the air to right field and deep. It is high. Holy takes it all the way. Bryant for the win.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to your favorite sports podcast, Shirts versus Skins, coming at you guys with another episode. Today, we have a pretty quick episode for you guys. Not too much crazy stuff going on in the sporting world, honestly. But we're getting there. You know, NBA playoffs are going to be not too far out from now. NFL season's over, but you know, UFC's heating up. Soccer's getting good again. We got Champions League football. But I actually wanted to start off today's podcast with some of our wanna now, as usual, starting off the episode. It has been announced that Mike Tyson is fighting Jake Paul on Netflix in a boxing event. Now, these guys didn't know that I was going to open with this, and they both despise that Jake Paul boxing thing. So I'm just curious to hear your guys' opinion, because you could criticize Jake Paul. Now we're talking about Mike Tyson indulging himself in this stuff as well. And I know you two definitely have a lot of respect for Mike Tyson. So what do you think? What's your personal opinion on the matter?
I mean, obviously, I've been the more avid hater of the YouTuber boxing whole shenanigans that's been going on in the last couple of years. What I think about it, I mean, like you said, I admire Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's my favorite boxer of all time. When it comes to combat sports, he's probably my number one, maybe 1B with Khabib. To see him do this just screams just monetary reasons why he does this fight. I don't think he cares about some legacy. I mean, obviously, no shit. He's doing it for the money. I think one time in this podcast, we brought up the point that Mike Tyson, like a couple years ago, was like, oh, Jake Paul, this is good for boxing. You know, he said that himself. Now, a couple years later, he's going to fight Jake Paul now. To me, it screams Mike Tyson only says it's good for boxing just for him to come out with a payday. That's what it comes down to it, to me, personally. At the end of the day, these guys are going to follow the money regardless of what they do with the sport. I mean, Mike Tyson, especially, his legacy is his stamp on boxing is already set in stone. You know what I mean? It's not, even if he fights Jake Paul, no boxing fan is going to be like, oh, Mike Tyson, you killed the sport, you ruined the sport. You know what I mean? No one's going to do that. So it just screams to me, like I said, just doing it for a nice payday. He doesn't care if he loses, win, draw, whatever, gets knocked out, loses by decision. And I think Mike Tyson's probably been setting this up for a couple years now. And it kind of sucks because Mike Tyson, which is weird though, because sometimes I see Mike Tyson in good health, sometimes I see him in bad health, you know, not even able to walk, on a wheelchair, on a cane. Other times I see him on Twitter and social media destroying pads. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a weird fight. I won't be watching it personally. I there's no intrigue for me to watch it. I mean, I liked when Jake Paul versus against a guy like Tommy Fury, because I feel like they're in the same realm of like boxing ability. So it's somewhat interesting fight to watch. I can buy into that, but when it comes to him fighting other MMA fighters or fighting old, washed up fighters like Mike Tyson clearly is, I have no intrigue. But I think Jake Paul is kind of seeing that a lot of people are not tuning into his fights. I think he had a legit pro fight recently. Nobody cares about it. He knocked the guy out. Nobody probably watched it. That's why he's doing this, to try and get some pay-per-view buys, try and get some money that he lost in the last fight. So it is what it is. Good for him. He probably is going to make good money off this, but I won't be watching. So
Yeah, I mean, like if I'm not mistaken, didn't like Jake Paul lose to what's his name?
Tommy Fury, yeah, he
Tommy
lost.
Fury.
Yeah, by decision. I was watching that fight.
But he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Tommy Fury is like the 400 like best boxer in his own like weight class. So
Yeah. I mean, this
Like,
guy was on Love Island. That's what he.
I
Seriously.
mean, I really don't have any like thoughts on it. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. Uh, Netflix though, that's like bro, like
That's
Netflix is
interesting.
making some moves on
Yeah.
the like scene, like for
Yeah.
like the fighting scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's very
Obviously like
interesting.
that 10-year deal and stuff. But
Yeah, with
like,
WWE.
plus in a fight,
It
bro,
was 10 years with WWE.
yeah, for like
It's
how much?
something.
50
Yeah, it was
billion?
like
Wow.
a couple bills.
I didn't know
No,
that.
it's a ridiculous deal.
That's massive. That is
Yeah,
massive.
makes
and now
sense.
this. Yeah, so I think like that's the only thing that I was like intrigued by, but I'm not gonna watch it. Well, Mike Tyson is 57 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's
It's
doesn't
embarrassing,
make sense.
but yeah, no, it's honestly embarrassing. Like the people around him, like, why are you fighting? Like Jake Paul, a YouTuber. Like you're one of the greatest combat athletes of all time. I mean, for the
That's
money,
it.
yeah, we see
But that's what I said before. He planted the seeds to
we
say,
saw
"Oh, look, Jake Paul, what he's doing is great for boxing. More eyes in boxing." To me, I look at it as complete bullshit now. He just wanted to have a payday. That's how
But
I
let me
look.
ask you, like, do you blame like Mike Tyson for doing it
No, I
then?
don't. I don't. That's why I don't take this seriously as
Do you
much as they
blame Jake
want
Paul
to.
for offering it to Mike Tyson?
I
Do you
mean, no,
think
I
it's a
don't
low
blame
level
him
for him?
either.
Honestly, I don't even
It
believe the
is.
numbers.
It's a joke. I mean, it's a joke for him to do it as well. But at the end of the day, like I've said, he's not doing it for the love of boxing. He's doing it because he knows this is a payday after payday after payday after payday. Plain and simple. That's how I look at it. Congrats. You've been training for something that you probably get a couple millions from. You're getting more than a lot of other guys are, to be honest. And he's not fighting the same quality. So
No, it's
it is
crazy.
what it is. Respect him. I guess he's making a bag, like I've always said. He's making a good bag, but don't talk to me about this guy doing something good for the sport of boxing because he's not.
Yeah. Debatable. I don't want to get into that
Do you?
because we're gonna. I definitely think it's debatable because, boxing was dead, bro, before the Jake Paul.
It
and
really
Logan Paul.
wasn't, bro.
Not
It
really, bro.
was
Like,
so
It
dead.
really
bro,
wasn't.
Canelo and Triple
To
G
the
were like huge
casual
fights.
viewer, they were
The-
huge fights and they
Lomachenko,
were
every time he
not.
fought.
Dude, nobody's watching it either,
Deontay
man. Go
Wilder,
look at
Tyson
just go
Fury.
exactly,
This is
bro.
gonna
There
do
was
crazy
so many
numbers.
great fighters.
I
Okay,
don't know.
casual because the casual viewers haven't been in boxing since Floyd Mayweather,
That's
and
a
they were
problem.
still great.
If tomorrow
It's
I was to say there are
in
no
a
soccer viewers anymore because Messi and Ronaldo retired.
It's that's a different
They're doing
sport,
something.
though.
It
You know
is
what
a
I
different
mean?
sport because it doesn't rely
Because
on
at the
people
end of
as
the
much.
day,
Boxing relies on
boxing
personalities.
is it's not the UFC. I feel like people don't understand how boxing works. Boxing's not the UFC where, you know, these guys are need to be a personality to sell themselves. Trust me, if you're a pretty decent boxer, you're making a good living. They really are. Way better off than MMA fighters are. So you don't need personalities. Obviously, guys like Mayweather, who were just so great in the ring and their personality added to it, added viewers, added everything. Of course, that's a great thing for boxing. But there's so many talented fighters throughout boxing right now and before that now they're getting the light that they deserved. But Crawford, that fight with Errol Spence, these two guys got their due, their respect. You look at a guy like Anthony Joshua now, who came out and knocked out Francis Ngannou, which to me, that proves another point. What a disaster that is. Obviously, the Tyson Fury Ngannou fight was a fluke in the sense that Fury obviously didn't take him seriously and he took him to the decision. Respect. Even knocked him down. Respect. You got to respect Ngannou because he's got that knockout power. But you look at what Anthony Joshua did against Francis Ngannou, where he probably went into that fight and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna take him seriously. I'm not just gonna fuck around, play around with him. I'm gonna go out there and finish him and do that." And look what happened, Francis Ngannou. Never got knocked out in the MMA ever. Got embarrassed. Okay, so let's just go to that's just one point. But at the end of the day, guys that were talented before are finally get the shine because they're good, not because Jake Paul did anything for boxing, bro. Sorry.
Again, I
My
think
opinion,
that's
though.
just something we're gonna disagree on.
It's debatable though.
Probably
But
forever.
I'm a boxing purist though, so it's a
Yeah.
little different. You know what I mean?
Uh, moving on before we go to UFC 299. One more thing I wanted to talk about in the one and out category. Gary Neville. So, Carragher recently came out with a statement, saying Liverpool versus Man City is the greatest rivalry. And Gary Neville came out and said, from 98 to 2004, Arsenal won 3 titles, Man United won 4. It was blood, thunder, quality, everything you would want in a rival. In the last 6 years, Liverpool have won 1 title. It's been absolute demolition. And for Ian Wright to stand there and not pull him up on it is unbelievable. The Ian Wright, obviously, comment is because he was an Arsenal player. So this is from Football Talk HQ on Twitter. Gary Neville basically saying that Liverpool versus City is not even a rivalry. That City has dominated it. And to be honest, I agree. And
Well, head to head, I don't think so.
head to head, I don't think it even touches the Man United Arsenal rivalry of the Wenger Ferguson era. So I don't know. It could just be me being a biased Man United fan. Ahmed, what do you think? Because you're the outsider in this scenario, even though you kind of jack Arsenal once in a while. But what do you think as like sort of like an outsider to this? Because you have been able to see Liverpool versus City, Arsenal versus Man United. You weren't able to see, obviously.
No,
but,
I think
you know.
if you were to ask anyone, like what the top, I think especially like fans like from the outside, like we got drawn in, like, to watch Arsenal versus Manchester United, like that's what it was. I mean, Roy Keane, like versus Patrick Vieira, Arsene Wenger versus Sir Alex, and it was like Arsenal were winning the league, winning the FA Cup, going undefeated, like really causing pain to Sir Alex that that he has to go and get Cristiano Ronaldo and stuff like that. So I think it was closer, and obviously now like we're closer to the like Man City and I'd like to say Liverpool era, because I mean, bro, like we just seen it. Obviously, it's a little bit of sadness right now with Klopp going out, so it's a little emotional to talk about it. But I mean, like I said before, the truth is, in 20 years' time, it's gonna be the Man City era, as it should be, and only the like Liverpool fans will call it, like a close, whatever you want to call it, that it was close, and it, like even though they won the Champions League and stuff like that, that's good for them. But Man City dominated England, and I think are known like as a top dog in England. It's not Liverpool. It was never Liverpool.
Let me ask. Actually,
Back then,
go ahead.
because back then it was like, oh, is it Manchester United or is it Arsenal?
Right.
Right now, it's like it's Man City.
Now it's City's
then it
gonna
was
win
Man
it.
City,
Is Liverpool gonna
and in
press
5 years,
them?
it's gonna be Man City. So
Well,
I'll let you say something, and then I want to ask you guys a question that I heard from our MMA correspondent. Go ahead.
MMA correspondent, huh? I'm not gonna say much because if I do say much, that means I'm gonna have to praise City, in a sense, and I'm not gonna do that. But I agree with Ahmed. It's not even like what era. There's not. It's like that John Morant quote where it's like, it's not even like a beef. They're kicking our ass each time, because that's pretty much what they're doing. And it's at the end of the day, you look at the trophies, you look at the record books, the champions, the first place guys are the ones you're gonna worry about. In a couple years' time, 10 years' time, when you look back at it, they're gonna be like, what are these people talking about? They won one time, and even then, you can, COVID and that whole empty arena stuff, blah blah blah, whatever. It's not even close.
Well, in the last
And
in the last like 10, 12 years, Chelsea have won 2 Champions Leagues. How many league titles? How many FA
Right.
Cups?
That's what I was gonna bring up the point. I think Sir Alex has been to multiple beefs and rivalries with other teams that are better than this one.
Oh, yeah, Chelsea.
Obviously, I believe Chelsea, the Jose Mourinho
like
Chelsea teams back in the day.
05 through 2012, Chelsea was a fucking
Yeah.
dominant force. to be honest.
We're tough. I can even argue the end of Sir Alex's time against the City team that were coming up and down. That was starting to
100%.
come up where they won the title off that Sergio Aguero goal. Of course, we all know about that. Aguero.
Yeah.
Did you think that team was as good as this Liverpool team?
It's not about good. I'm talking about in terms of a rivalry
As a
between the two
rivalry,
clubs.
it's not necessarily.
You can argue that because
the
we won the
quality.
league. They won the league off Aguero. We got Robin van Persie the next year, and we won the league. So you can argue that. At the end of the day, people are prisoner of the moments. They're gonna look at this. Don't get me wrong, entertaining. I mean, City and Liverpool.
I
with
mean,
Klopp
it's
versus
definitely
Pep.
like top 3 or top 4.
For
I
sure,
think
of
like
course.
with
but-
the heights they reached at certain years.
Yeah.
And especially in Europe too. Like they were, I think like they had like a tie in the Champions League. No.
Yeah.
So
that was the year
that also
that,
adds to it.
I think that was the year that they won it. Liverpool, 2019. I think they versed. I think they went on to win the Champions League that year. So yeah, of course, there's been moments where Liverpool have shown to be a valid opponent against them. I mean, how many times did it come down to the last day of the league, last goal in some senses, in some cases? So I disagree, though. It's definitely not the best, but of course, Jamie Carragher is going to say that because
Jimmy
he's
Carragher is so annoying, bro.
Oh, he's.
I mean, I think Gary Neville was right though that it's undebatable that Arsenal and Manchester United, are the top ones.
For sure. I mean, because
Carragher,
Gary was there too.
As
So
Jose Mourinho put it, he's not even top 1,000 Premier League. I don't think that's true, by the way. I think he's definitely up there as one.
He's a good player.
As a good, solid player. He's like,
who?
I wouldn't even call him the Maguire of Liverpool because Maguire's.
He wasn't better than Gary though.
100% no. 100% no. Gary Neville is the most way too humble footballer of all time.
Yeah,
That dude, it was deadass one of the best right backs in the world when he was playing. So
in that era of fullbacks, he was
a monster.
Exactly
100%.
what you needed.
So let me ask you guys a question. Who was a more successful coach, Arsene Wenger or Jurgen Klopp?
Wow.
And
tough.
Where, like, ever? Or
in terms
just in
of
England?
What you define
Let's say in
as
England.
success.
Let's say in England.
Yeah, let's just in England.
Arsene Wenger like changed the game, bro.
Right. You see, that's
Changed
the
the
thing.
game.
When you look at the trophy cabinet, you would think Klopp probably, because he's got that Champions League, he's got the league, and he's got a couple FA Cups, couple league titles, Community Shields. When you think about it, like stuff
FA
that matters.
Cups, I would say Arsenal.
But now, when you look at
The league
Arsene
title,
Wenger,
if you want to compare which league title is more impressive,
for sure,
one is gold, one is not.
It's a good debate. That's why it's pretty hard for me to answer that 100% just basing it off the trophy cabinet.
He's got
I would go
more
with
than that.
Arsene, though. I would go with Arsene just in the sense of the longevity of how long he's been at Arsenal, and especially during his end time at Arsenal when the new stadium was being built, where funds weren't available to him. He tried to work with what he was given. You look at Mikel Arteta, what he's being given every transfer window, millions and millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in transfers that Wenger wasn't disposed to at the end of his time at Arsenal. So I look at the longevity. I look at what he's done for the game. I think the respect that he's garnered from every player, manager that he's been around. And like Ahmed said, changed the game in the sense of how to play football in a modern way. Innovator. So yeah, I would go with Wenger.
Yeah, I mean, if we want to talk about like all time and then like, like considering everything they've done, I mean, Klopp's not even close to like done yet. I think if he goes to like Real Madrid or Barcelona,
And also look at his time at Dortmund.
yeah,
If
and
you want to base everything, his whole career.
yeah, so I think he's still got time left. I mean, Arsene Wenger is like one of the best of all time. So it's not like a slight to Klopp. But in England, I think, like the reputation, I mean, Arsene Wenger, like right behind Sir Alex, is like the most respected coach maybe of all time. So even though he doesn't have like all the trophies in the world, But I mean, back then
It's
it
that
was way
Champions
tougher.
League, bro.
Like you have,
That Champions League.
yeah. I mean, he
Yes.
went to the final, obviously, but
Barcelona team was
tough.
tough.
Yeah, he lost, like to a Barcelona team. He didn't play Tottenham in the final. So
Ha,
also,
that is a good point.
I mean, fucking Tottenham just keep catching strays everywhere. Bro.
Worst.
That was one of the worst Champions League
That
finals.
was the worst Champions League
Ever.
final.
I mean, but
ever.
it's
Probably
not
the
it's not
worst.
their fault.
It's not their fault.
got the
They
job
did
done.
what they had to
But
do.
I would also say, not good. You want to say?
No, I was gonna say they
Nah, you're-
had to do what they had to do, but it was a dreadful final. I mean, they gave up. The penalty was given a minute into the game.
Yeah.
They were up
It was
1-0.
terrible, a terrible game. But I would also.
I
say
get
that
it.
back then,
You don't play the final to a lottie look so beautiful while doing it. You play a final to win.
yeah.
Does
I mean, look at Man City versus Inter last year. Like it was
Yeah.
a mess, but Man City still won.
Yeah.
I would also say that back then it was way tougher to actually win the league. Like now,
Yeah.
you just gotta be. But like a couple of years ago, Leicester won the league. Like that was not gonna happen in 2004, 2003, and stuff like that. Where Arsene Wenger was really
Yeah, it was
competing for
just-
trophies.
That's a
Well-
very good point. I want to say this season is probably the first season in a long time that's been like interesting in terms of like competitiveness.
And if you
because,
look at
know-
England abroad, not impressive this season.
No,
Get
definitely
smacked
not.
up.
No.
Definitely not.
It's really just Man
Stacked.
City and Liverpool carrying.
Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much a bunch of what we had. There's one more thing I want to discuss when we go into UFC 299. So, how about Ahmed? You get us started on UFC 299, and then I want to bring something up that we have
UFC
in our chat.
299. Where was that at?
299 was at
Miami.
Miami, yeah, 305, bro. South Beach,
I'm
Miami.
outta here, Miami.
What do they call it now? Because they changed the name. It's not the American Airlines.
It
They
used
say
to
it's
be.
like
Casino Center. I'm
sponsored
seeing it right
by-
now.
It's the Kaisia.
Casino, whatever. Anyway,
Wasn't that
yeah.
the scam
Kaseya,
thing?
Kaseya Center.
Didn't it used to be the scam?
Yeah, it was before.
it was the American Airlines arena.
Well,
No, but
American
after
Airlines
American
before,
Airlines.
but then they changed it to what?
Oh, yeah, FTX.
FTX. There you
that
go.
whole
You little rats.
And then that and then that whole situation happened, and now they've been Kaisia, or something like that,
Alright. Yeah.
which is like
Oh,
disgusting.
yeah.
It's always the American
305.
Airlines to me.
Bro,
Always.
like I don't blame them from going to Miami because it's like obviously it's Miami, but bro, like the fans were not like it was like almost the main card and they were still out. I mean it's Miami, like they
you
don't show up.
I have a question. Okay, nice one. But what were they chanting during the Chito, Sean O'Malley
Yeah, I don't know.
fight? I don't
Good
know, right?
fucking
No, it was
question.
Was it for? I felt like they were doing it for Cheeto. No.
Yeah, I
no, it
heard.
was like
I
USA,
no, no. So one of the
No, that was-
commentators
No,
did say,
for Porier and yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
that was the Poirier fight.
Which is
One of the
funniest thing I
commentators
ever
said
heard.
they were chanting something for Chito. He had a lot of support.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Oh no,
because there's a
yeah,
big
from Ecuador they had the ole Chito
Ah.
whatever something like that.
Yeah, that was probably
Oh,
it.
there you go. There you
Like
go.
the-
That's
that's
what it
it.
was.
Ecuadorian
Cheeto.
fans.
Which makes sense
Yeah.
because there's a
Cheeto.
huge Hispanic population in Miami. So
Oh yeah, like the
Ahmed loves the
Latin
fans, by the way.
population.
Just so you guys know.
yeah. You guys want to start from the top, right?
Yeah,
yes,
let's go
sir.
top.
Let's go main event.
Start from the main event. Sean O'Malley in his first title defense versus the only guy that has a win over him, Marlo Chito Vera. And going into this fight, obviously, like we didn't talk about it, but I told some people, Sean O'Malley could do whatever he wants to Marlon Chito Vera. I mean, I saw like a 35-year-old Jose Aldo beat up Chito Vera. We saw Corey Sandhagen to Chito Vera. So it was a matchup that Sean wanted, obviously, and it proved, based on the matchup, we saw why. And he smoked him up. That knee, bro.
Oh
That
my
knee.
god.
Honestly, nobody, like anybody else, is probably sleeping. But Chito, who's
Oh.
never been knocked down, never been finished, never like they were saying, he was never bleeding ever in a fight up to this fight. But that changed. He was looking like a total different human being. That's the beating that Sean O'Malley
That knee
put on
was
Chito
nasty.
Vera.
That knee was
Oh.
like that knee should
I
his
told people,
his
skills
chin
pay the
should have
bills, bro.
gotten performance of
'Cause
the
a
night.
lot of people are like, I think now like done with Sean O'Malley. You know, he's like, oh, he's I mean, bro, I remember on the rise. You know, it was a sugar show. We would tune in, you know, and we would see. I mean, this guy obviously all the way from the what was that, like the Contender Series, whatever it was.
Yeah,
or
he
the,
was in
whatever.
Contender Series.
So we've really seen him, you know, rise up and grow up. Obviously, this guy took some time off, had some steroid stuff and stuff like that. You know, like people forget he was
Was it
out for 2 years and
steroids or
stuff
was
like
it
that.
weed? No.
Weed. Yeah, you're right. It was weed. Oh,
Yo,
oh,
that
well,
is
it
a
was
big
bullshit.
difference, Ahmed.
No, I know,
That is
I
a
know, but
massive difference. You
it
had
was
me
like
stop
substance.
for a second.
That's it was like a substance issue. So
I
it's
know,
still
but
if it's weed or if it's
PDs.
but yeah, you're right. It's a total. You're right. But
Okay.
yeah, so he did miss some time.
Sean
He came
O'Malley
back.
sues SBS for defamation. Fucking.
Oh
this
yeah,
clip,
we're
bro.
going
It's
bankrupt.
over.
It's over. Thank you,
But
man.
yeah, Sean O'Malley. I told people skills pay the bills, and I know it, like the the cotton candy hair and stuff like that. It might be a little corny, but the dude can fight. You know, it's much like Kobe Covington back in the day. You know, he could talk, but he can fight. It's Conor McGregor. He could talk, but he can fight. You know, Sean O'Malley could talk. He can dress up like a weirdo, but he can fight. So
Yeah. No,
Sean O'Malley gets the job done over
plain and
Chito Vera
simple.
quite easily. Even though
Plain and
in the
simple.
5th round he did get hurt by that
Yeah.
body shot.
Couple times.
Last
I mean, couple
seconds of the fight.
times. Yeah, I mean, couple times in the fight, he looked like he took a little.
But overall,
little
it was a
fun.
masterful.
Yeah, yeah,
shutout.
it was a,
5-0.
yeah, it was a striking master class for Suga Sean. I mean, this is the level that he's at this point of his career. I think there's also a difference between when he fought Chito now, when he fought Chito back then. I think he's a way better fighter now. Way better fighter. He's developed more. He's enhanced his game more. He's prioritized certain aspects of his striking to full effect to put him in this position to be where he is. And I totally forgot that if it wasn't for that Cheeto fight, he would be undefeated. So you're telling me a guy that came from the Contender Series all the way up to the UFC to fight tough guys.
And
He's fought tough guys, knocking out guys. Like there was a point of his career where I remember seeing him fight guys. Like you remember when he fought that Moutinho
Eddie
guy?
Wyland?
No, the guy that he absolutely destroyed. Like it was even worse than what he did to Chito.
Chris Moutinho?
Chris Moutinho. And I was like, why is the UFC feeding this guy these
Well, it was
fighters,
like a
man?
short
Because
notice fight or something. I don't know.
it was short notice for the guy himself.
Yeah.
It was a complete like
He
massacre.
also fought that Brazilian guy. What's his name? Ravel Piavia, whatever his name is.
Something. I remember that one fight when he got his leg hurted, and he was basically fighting on one leg and still won. It was like it was the most hilarious fight ever. I think that was a fight before Cheeto or something like that. I don't know.
No, that was
a while ago.
It
It was a while ago. So regardless, the point I'm trying to make is that he's going through that progress, that journey in the UFC to become a champion, to now defend his belt, pretty much undefeated. Is such a testament to how good this guy is, in the sense that his striking can be argued as one of the best ever. In that, I'm not saying it's the best.
Oh no,
It's in that
bro. He's up there.
in that category where you have to
Right
give
now.
him that respect now, because you can see it. You can see it what he does to these guys. It's not fair what he did to a guy like Aljamain Sterling. It's not fair what he did to a guy like Chito Vera, who, in my opinion, I don't think he deserved this
Bro,
fight.
Peter Yan. Everybody
Yan,
wants.
he
to-
was
that was a close
piercing him
fight.
up. It was a close fight. That's why I
Can
tried
we-
to.
hold
I
up.
believe Yan won. I think he did get robbed. I know everybody loves that robbery
I have to watch that fight again.
thing. You would have to. I'm down to watch that again as well. I personally, I remember watching it. I thought
You guys
Yan
setting
got
up a
robbed.
date
At his penthouse.
at his penthouse in New York?
Put a
Can we
little
hold
budget
up?
projector.
Can I let me cut you off real quick because
Fine.
I hate this narrative that Chito Vera didn't deserve this fight. You know, this
He
fight wasn't
didn't,
for
bro.
him, right? It was so that
I
Sean
get
O'Malley
it.
could get
That's-
that one fight off his back.
I like stuff. That's why I was gonna bring it up in terms of him actual fighter and what he did. He lost to Sandhagen. I'm like, and then who did he fight after Sandhagen? I think he fought somebody. It wasn't like a good fight, but he didn't deserve it in terms of his legit like what he did in the UFC up to that point. It was for the storyline. It was for the character arc. It's for Suga Sean to get that satisfaction from gaining back his loss that he had. And I like stuff like that. I really do. I remember when Leon Edwards won the belt, I thought Jorge Masvidal should have fought him. Not because Masvidal deserved the fight, but that whole incident where he punched him and this or that, it could sell a fight because of the story behind it. Regardless, it didn't happen. But I like stuff like this. So at the end of the day, now Chito did his thing. He got his chance at being a champion. Clearly wasn't up to par. He clearly wasn't up to the talent that Suga Sean's at. So now we're gonna see the next contenders. And I think it would be a very interesting fight. There's a lot of candidates out there. I think we can all agree that the next guy should be Merab, right?
At 120,
Absolutely.
at
Yes.
135, yeah, of course. Marab.
Yeah, it should
It
be
has to be
Merab.
Merab.
I mean,
and
obviously.
okay.
Now, I was gonna say he obviously, called out Lydia Porier. He called him out. That's an interesting fight as well. I don't think that's the fight to make now. I think let a guy like Merab get a chance. Let a guy like Sandhagen get his chance. I think he deserves it as well. I mean, if that fight against him and Umar happened, that was probably going to be the next guy up behind Merab for a chance at the title, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's still gonna happen.
Huh? That's still going to
That's
happen
still gonna
now. But I'm
happen.
just
Umar
saying,
and Corey.
maybe if Suga Sean beats Merab, I would like that fight to happen. I think that's an interesting stylistic
Bro,
striking matchup between the two. Would be very interesting.
Marab is definitely next. Like Marab
Yeah.
was probably next when Aljo was champion. So Marab
Right.
Marab is next up. Like that's a really good fight. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that fight, but like because
Early-
I feel like we're gonna get like two out of it.
We'll
So-
get to it when it comes up. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So yeah, let's just stick to.
Yeah, it's like O'Malley definitely has options, and I mean, in terms of being a superstar, you heard Dana White. That's the what, like the fourth biggest gate. I mean, outside Connor, that is the biggest gate. So Sean O'Malley is unquestionably a star.
Yeah, he's a star. I mean, also it was a packed card. I mean, $299 arguably is better than
Yeah,
$300.
you're right. But
But I want to go back. I want to go back to one of your points that you said about how Sugar Sean's a pretty cringe guy outside the ring, like you said, with his whole hair stuff that people probably don't like. His style of like promoting a fight is not like he's not a great talker. Let's be honest. He's pretty cringe at what he says. His personality is not the greatest personality. He's like a laid, chilled back guy, but he kind of rubs people the wrong way in a sense. But at the end of the day, what sells you as a fighter is what you do in the ring. And I think that's it. That's what makes people watch. That's what makes him a superstar in the UFC. And that's it. And people are going to watch his fight if he keeps knocking dudes out and smashing their face like he did against Chito, as he did against Aljo. So, yeah.
speaking of smashing facing, let's get to the co-main event.
Ooh.
Dustin Poirier returns to the octagon, coming off a nasty KO loss to Justin Gaethje, taking on a young, hungry. I believe at the time was ranked 12th, so huge step back for Dustin Poirier, really giving a shot to the young guy, Benoit Saint Denis. Obviously there was talk about him, coming in with, I believe he was on a 5-fight KO run. So obviously Dustin was also Dustin, like he only in this stage of his career, if it's not going to be a title fight, he's only going to take fights that really scare the dog shit out of him. Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, guys who can take his, like knock him out. And BSD was definitely one of those guys, scary guy, and a lot to lose for Dustin. So what a fight it was. It was, I mean, if you would have asked me, the odds were insane. Like, disrespectful.
Dustin, the
Poirier.
underdog.
Oh, if you just
Stop
look
it,
at
bro.
like the style, like, and if you also just look honestly, like if he was more of a submission, like he would, if he's more like Charles Oliveira, where he
Right.
can literally like arm, neck,
Right.
leg, whatever. I don't think BSD like is that guy, and he's so reckless, like even more reckless than Charles. I mean, like Dustin knocked down Charles and stuff like that. So I just thought it was way too disrespectful, those odds, and people probably thought that Dustin was done. Obviously, he's 35 years old, and we all know about that. But yeah, first round was nuts. Just rushing through. Was fucking Benoit just going? I mean, like throwing caution to the wind. And then in the second round, Dustin set him up. I mean, also Dustin was like, screaming to like he wanted to lose that fight. How do you
Yeah.
go for a guillotine that many times, bro? The IQ of
Bro,
him,
it's because he was
is
fighting
really
a French
nice.
fighter. He was fighting a French fighter. He was trying to make a
That's funny.
point,
bro.
bro.
Like
A
you
guillotine
don't learn
French, I
from
get it.
Khabib. You don't
Yeah.
learn from Charles. You don't learn this guy, bro. You don't learn this guy. That's why he's.
I agree with you. I was so livid watching him keep shooting for a guillotine and
And before he knocked him out, he
giving
did
it
it
up
again,
top.
and then he
Yeah.
got lucky that he just.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know lucky, but
It was
caught
it,
him, like,
it
put him to
was a
sleep.
complete like I don't get it.
Oh.
I don't get it.
But yeah, like a vicious knockout of BSD. This is a guy who honestly probably should have gotten knocked out in his first fight, but kept fighting. Tough guy. We all know about his background, but man, he got slept bad. And Dustin Poirier, I think, still remains in that top 3, top 4. Obviously, I don't think he's really like a real viable option for Islam. I mean, Islam wants him because it's easy fight. I think Islam,
Well, who else would be available? I mean, Arman.
Bro, I want Leon
probably-
Edwards at 170. Like, let's
I
do that.
agree. I agree. That's probably
hell's Leon doing?
Yeah,
do.
but we're talking.
I don't
about
know what Leon's
that
doing.
weight division.
If you're not
though.
gonna
We're
do a
talking about
Bilal,
different one.
No, because I mean,
it doesn't make sense.
there
what
are
Leon's
talks.
trying to do.
There are talks that they said that Justin Gaethje turned down a title shot for the BMF belt against Max Holloway to
What?
defend his belt.
Listen.
Or I think it's the other way around. I think Max Holloway turned down a shot versus Ilya Topuria, but I don't believe that because they would give Volk a
Right.
rematch. But maybe
Which-
not.
That
immediate
doesn't make
rematch.
sense because Max
Circus
Holloway's
still
fight
do-
has been scheduled. So
Yeah, but they can still give him a title shot. I think.
what? So they would have
I don't
told him
know,
pull
but,
out of the
like-
Gaethje fight.
I hope.
Not pull out the Gaethje fight probably a little bit after that fight because even if Max does lose the Gaethje,
Oh, I
I
see
don't
what
think
you're
he
saying.
loses. I don't think he loses any like stock in Max. I mean, people are gonna still want to watch Max.
It's at
versus
lightweight, yeah.
Topuria. Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean.
Yeah. So,
That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, obviously, let's just say Leon Edwards. We don't know what he's doing. I think Bilal said it himself. I don't remember where he said it, like about how Leon loves to be inactive, and it. I mean, he gets that right as a champion. Even though that Colby Covington fight wasn't the most killing fight, like he really didn't really take that much damage, but he did accept that thing with what was that, Hamza or those
What,
those fights.
The three
I
fights.
believe
in
that.
Three
Ramadan?
fights, the 3 months. Yeah, he did accept
on
that.
Ramadan.
but when you look at the yeah,
Three
that's the
Muslim
thing.
fighters during
When you
Ramadan, bro.
yeah, and or if you count Bilal, but yeah, when you look at that, the context behind it, it's kind of like BS. So that's interesting. I would like to see Dustin versus Islam though. Obviously Arman or Charles would be my next guy to fight Islam, but I think maybe that's a shorter turnaround, and I think Dustin and Islam would be an interesting fight, just for the casual, well, not the casual, but like a common MMA guy that wants to see it. It'd be an interesting fight. I think Islam
It
wins.
could make sense if there's nobody like available. I
That's
think
what I'm
Dustin
saying.
will take that fight. If when he loses, he will retire, and that's it. It was a good
Right.
run, and
That's the
it.
thing. I feel like there's no one going to be available at that time. I don't think any Arman or Charles, if either of them win,
Well,
would
if
wanna have that
Arman,
turnaround.
goes in there and
smashes them quick, that'd
nice
be
and easy.
That would make sense. That would make sense. We'll see.
Arman
We'll see.
Islam
Or
in
Charles.
Russia.
Oh,
Let's do it in Russia.
that'd be an amazing fight. That's the
I
fight.
think
I
that
bro,
want.
was
let's do it
Dhabi,
in
but-
Russia.
That would be
Impossible.
Why
By
not?
the way, impossible. By
Why
the
not?
way,
Nah, you
let's
can
have
do
it
it.
in Ukraine, bro. Might as well.
You know what Connor said to me? He wants Khabib in Russia. Anyways, I'm gonna go to that Dustin BSD fight. Saint Denis, I didn't get it with him. I said it before the fight. I just
People
didn't
talk
buy
about like
into
he's like
special
he's
forces, French
Navy
special
SEAL.
forces.
Like congratulations, bro. Congratulations.
He's French. Let's be realistic. The French throughout history are known for being losers and just
Oh,
weak
God.
people. Respectfully, and it's just what it is. I mean,
So,
that's literally me.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
But that's the
Well,
meme
you're
of the
right.
French people.
We
And
know
you're
why
Algerian.
Yeah,
Of course, Algerian would say that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So at the end of the day, we know about the French, and
Oh
they're
my
talking
God.
about this guy. And honestly, going into this fight, I didn't know this guy was special forces. When I learned that, I'm like,
What?
oh shit! I didn't know he was like French special forces, Saint Denis. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
bro. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't want to get into that, you know.
When
know?
obviously, like I said, you have your own opinions. But when I learned that, and I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of like that's pretty
That was the
scary,
same
man.
thing when
That's
he
very
almost got knocked out in
interesting.
his first fight.
And then
Against some
and
bum.
then and literally 5 seconds later in my head, I'm like, yes, Dustin's gonna knock this guy out. And it was a 5-round fight. I don't know what he was thinking.
No, Dustin
round,
wanted.
but that's what I'm saying. A 5-round fight, you think you're gonna go along with Dustin? That's Dustin's game. If it's 3 rounds, maybe it didn't even last that long. So at the end of the day, Saint Denis is a young fighter. He's relatively, like I said, inexperienced in terms. I think he's been doing MMA for like 6 years,
Since 2019.
something like that, which is insane for him to be even at this level. So it's a good experience for him. Maybe he can learn from this. He was making excuses after the fight. Oh, I had what was it? I had to do antibodies. He even
was,
said to the
like,
point where
dehydrated?
he said he was
Antibiotics.
dehydrated. Dude was saying I'm dehydrated. Oh.
This is a Navy SEAL we talk about.
By the way, Navy French forces, they're like
Yo,
high level guys.
love,
Dehydrated? Are you serious?
Shirts versus skins. First,
let's
political
get to that
political
third fight.
statement.
For
Tiku.
sure.
Paris, France, you absolutely suck.
Suck. Oh
All
yeah.
right, let's move on.
Oh yeah.
Let's get a third fight. Kevin Holland versus Michael Page. The debut of Michael Page, MVP, as he's known.
Let's talk about that
Guys-
entrance, bro. That's what I wanted to talk about.
I loved it.
Dana White was
Bro.
not a fan.
What the hell, Dana White? How does he miss
Dana
that
not like-
opportunity? Dana said so.
Well, he
Michael
literally stole the same exact thing from Izzy.
MVP
It was kind of
offered,
better.
MVP offered to start in the middle of the ring, right? Lights go out, doom. Lights go out, doom. Lights back on, ding. Lights out. One more time, and he's doing the walkout. That would have
Literally,
been
like,
so
literally illegal.
So fire, bro. Why is
I
that
would've-
illegal?
Because you have to get like check yourself, my guy. Like he has to put his. They have to check him. The refs have to check him.
Bro, they're not.
Yeah, but he
fighting.
would have
He's
no.
gonna
He
do
would have
that.
walked back out.
That's
Yeah, he
insane.
would've walked-
Why are you wasting everybody's time? You,
I
I'm
like
He's
there to
that.
not
watch
wasting
that.
everybody's time.
I'm in there to watch
I
that
would've
fight. I'm
liked
not there to watch.
That would've been
you know,
fire,
Like,
Ahmed.
Undertaker. I'll
Ahmed.
go
would've-
watch Peacock
I
right
would've
now, and I'll
cro-
watch Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. Fucking WrestleMania 27. So,
No, that would have
you know,
been
I got
fire.
that.
Why are you hating? That would have been fire. Come on.
I
That
would have
would've been
laughed.
sick.
I would have cried laughing because that's the most hilarious thing. I've ever
Authentic,
thought.
like GSP back in the day coming out with his karate in Canada. That's chills. That's vibes. That like this guy dressing up as the Undertaker after Izzy did it in his debut. I mean, it shows balls and it shows that he's somewhat of a star, I guess.
He's
I mean, he
a
was
great
already
personality.
known,
Confidence.
He's a great person.
confidence and stuff like that. Yeah, but and it's the way he fights. You can already see that, but-
MVP to the casual, like nobody knew who he was. I watched that fight
No.
with a bunch of. I'm telling you right now, I watched that fight with a bunch of people who didn't know who he was, and they're
That's
like,
crazy to
"Oh,
me
this
They knew
guy."
Michael
I-
Chandler.
I been knew,
No, not a lot of them knew who.
but
Michael
MVP
Chandler
was bigger than Michael Chandler in my
But-
opinion. I
but-
knew who
but,
MVP
Ahmed,
was, and
you-
I
oh, you
didn't
know who- yeah,
I was casual.
Michael Chandler was the champ.
I was
yeah.
casual though. I knew
But
MVP
MVP
when I
was
was
pretty
Mr.
popular
Bellator.
a couple years ago.
Michael
though.
Chandler.
That was a while ago where he was viral for his knockouts, the antics and stuff like that. A lot of people don't remember him being that guy, and also it's been a couple years that he's been in that spotlight in the social media with his
That's true.
knockouts and stuff
That's
like
true.
that. So I was watching with a bunch of people that didn't know who he was, and they're like, "Oh shit, wow, this guy is entertaining." But go back to what you were trying to say about the entrance
Yeah, go
because I liked it. If he was gonna do the original thing, I would have cried laughing because that's hilarious. But
That would have been
I
fire,
agree.
bro.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Man.
I don't
What
know,
about the
like,
fight?
Like me and Dana really are like we see
You-
eye to eye on a lot of things.
yeah?
So I
You
just
should
think
take,
he needs to give me a call, bro. He just
Yeah,
needs
you
to
should
give me a
take
call.
you should take Hunter's job.
I really do think Ahmed would
yeah.
be a great addition
In
to
terms of the
UFC.
fight,
He
I
would.
think, bro, like
He would just-
we saw Wonder Boy versus Kevin Holland, and I told people after the fight that what we saw was a 39-year-old man whoop and put it like a masterclass and take him to class on Kevin Holland, and very similar is style is MVP. And he embarrassed him. I thought, like it wasn't, like a dominant performance at all, but he did what he had to do. there are talks that because he's English, obviously the champ is English, that fight would be massive back home. But I think he's a long ways to go.
I think MVP's at the stage of his career where he's not probably. I don't think his eyes are on a championship. I think he's just there to put the most entertaining fights, make the most money, and then probably retire at some point.
For sure.
Which is
And
very interesting because he's like pretty decent.
Yeah,
I was surprised
170
by-
is stacked.
He
Yeah,
only has
I
2
w-
losses, which I
and-
didn't know. I thought like
One of his
people made it out
losses-
to be.
Well, one of his losses was a pretty bad knockout against Douglas
Yes.
Lima, who was
Lima,
a
it
champion.
wasn't about bad knock.
Which-
They caught him, like a crazy
But, yeah,
shot.
he caught him, and he redeemed that loss against Douglas Lima. So, yeah, he's that fight itself was I was shocked. I didn't think he was going to be that good.
Yeah, I
he
thought
came to
Kevin
the
Holland
UFC.
could
Yeah.
beat him.
I had Kevin Holland winning. I mean, I thought in
But
terms
I'm
of
not
how
surprised that he dominated because we saw,
Yeah.
like I said, we saw Wonder
Yeah.
Boy.
he was a wild card in the sense of you're probably choosing those fights. I thought that fight was the most, anything can happen because we never seen a guy like MVP in the UFC. We never seen him go against a talent like Kevin Holland, which I've been super critical of Kevin Holland. I don't think he's as good as the amount of hype and the fights that he's gotten. Don't get me wrong, he's entertaining. He's always willing to fight, always willing to do shit, but he's just not top level. After what I seen Hamza do to him, I can never respect a guy like that in terms of actually taking him seriously in the UFC.
Well,
to be
Hamza
able
did the
to
same
be-
thing to Kamaru Usman
I
in
get
the
it.
first round. And if you
But
don't
it was
break his
kinda-
hand, you might finish.
I hear you, but that was bad against Holland. It's a difference. And respect, Hamza's an amazing fighter. We know about that. But Holland, his level is not. How do you let somebody that's been in Bellator his whole career come in his first fight and embarrass you? And you're a vet,
It's like Dan Hooker.
gatekeeper. That's what I'm saying. But even then, it's like Chandler's like a former champion, in Bellator. And he actually was like, people looking at him like, oh, this guy's good, legit good. And he's shown himself in the UFC to be legit good. MVP, obviously, he needs to go up against other guys. But like I said, I think he's in the UFC now to put in entertaining fights. And you brought up a name who I think would be interesting in this next bout. Him versus Wonder Boy. Karate style,
How about him
stuff
versus
like
Ian
that.
Gary?
Him versus Ian Gary. I wouldn't mind that. That'd be interesting. So we'll see. We'll see. I think Dana, honestly, when I looked into this fight, I thought Dana was just trying to feed a Bellator guy to a UFC guy to be like, oh, just to get that one up over the Bellator again. But
That's like
Didn't
some Vince
work.
McMahon shit, bro.
that is some Vince McMahon. And Dana is very similar to Vince McMahon in a sense.
Hopefully he's not.
Well,
Hopefully
yeah.
he's not in some aspects.
I mean,
but yeah, yeah.
the outside
way-
of the
No,
yeah,
100%. The way
for
he is
sure.
with competition and shit.
But
100%.
he does have
it's
scandal.
like that. I think the
Also,
only guy that
past
he's
10 years.
ever really welcomed was Michael Chandler because he
Yeah.
gave him a shot right away.
Oh, Michael Chandler was. Oh, he came in hot, bro.
Gave me hot. Then
Came
Dan
in.
Hooker then got a championship.
McGregor.
Yeah, for
Shit
sure.
was fire.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, that Michael
let's-
Chandler, he that was crazy. Speaking
Yes,
of
nice fight.
170 in that stack division, though, let's talk about Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena, GDM. GDM, yeah. Yeah, I thought Gilbert Burns was doing pretty well, until he got caught. But I think Jack's good, bro. Jack's tough. He's good. He's skilled on the feet, and he's only getting better on the ground. He's gonna be harder to take down each fight. But I think Shavkat, that's the guy he wants. I think Shavkat will take care of him. What a fight that would be, though.
That'd be an
But Jack,
interesting fight.
I think you can argue right now that Jack is the top Australian guy if you want to argue that Volk is on his way down. So
Yeah.
I mean, Australia's still got I think that kid Steve what's his name, Steve Erwick, something like that. Nah, I don't know.
Urseg?
Something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he's good. I think he
so
fought.
Australia will always
Oscar.
have some talent, and I think this guy is next up for Australia. Next fight, if that does happen with Shavkat, that is a must watch.
That'd
What
be
a
an
fight that
interesting
would be.
fight for sure.
JDM has finally entered the top 5. So, and
Yeah.
Gilbert Burns, man, it's a bad
Tough.
loss, bro. It's a bad
Again.
loss. It's like almost he gave it away, in my opinion. It was
Again, not the first
Yeah,
time.
bro.
This happened a lot of times. You look at the Usman fight. knocked Prime Usman down. Could have probably gotten something out of it. Didn't capitalize. Hamza versus Burns. Cracked Hamza. Had him
He was like one
on the
kick away
ropes.
on the ground from putting.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, respect to Gilbert
Cracked.
Burns though.
Didn't finish
he's
him.
a dog, bro.
Burns
He's
is a monster. Burns is that guy that during the COVID.
I think now he's. I mean, like obviously he don't want to hear it, but I think now he's the perfect gatekeeper for that top 5. You know,
Yeah.
if you want to see if who's really legit, you fight Gilbert Burns, and that's not a knock. But
And
that's
it's not because-
that's
No,
far
it's
away
not.
from being a champion now.
At the end of the day, he was winning that fight.
Yeah.
Depending on how you want to look at it, I looked at it as 2-0 going into the last round. People were saying
Judges
1-1.
did score it like that.
Judge,
I
two
think.
of them had it 2-0, and I thought he was winning that third round until there. I thought he was going to mix up his wrestling, which he did, and he's styling in the striking as well. So it was an interesting fight.
His chin
he was
is a
winning.
little suspect.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he got checked there with that knee. You got to be careful when you're coming out of the clinch, and he paid for it. At the end of the day, that's UFC. That's how it is. Nothing's guaranteed. We see now with Usman and Leon. It doesn't matter how many rounds you win, you got to finish the job, and he didn't. Respect to Jack. I think he had a broken forearm. I think that came out recently that he broke his forearm during that fight. So maybe that had a little bit of impact on his overall performance, but got out there with a win. Shafkat would be a good fight. I don't know. I don't know if he wants that at this point, but it would be a very, very interesting fight to see where those two are at. Respect, yeah. I don't blame guys. Let's go. Why not?
This next fight's
This next fight,
also.
Yoni, was the fight I was most looking forward to the entire night. Peter Yan versus Song Yadong. I'm a big fan of Peter Yan. Just love the way he fights. And Song Yadong, I'm also a big fan. This guy's, I mean, we always talk about it. What was he, like 23, 24 now? He's still a baby.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
still.
And
I
he
mean,
had
this
he had a
was-
good first round too.
You did?
Yeah. No,
Really
he's
good
a
first
dangerous guy with that power and speed. But I thought, in my opinion, Peter Yan was a different level, and he proved that. Almost got to a point where he was starting to embarrass him in the later rounds. I think Peter Yan, I mean, he's only lost to the truly elite guys, the past 2 champions, and Marab, who could be the next champ. So that's Peter Yan.
And also a little bit of controversy in those fights, especially
yeah.
Aljo won,
Yan,
which if he
uh,
just didn't need
Sean
a
O'Malley.
guy, and then the second fight against Aljo could have went either way. It could have went to Peter Yan in that second fight.
And that Marab fight was in the Apex, no?
I don't know. I think that fight was that I don't know, but it was in I don't know. I'm not too
Apex
sure.
is completely different. I mean, like we keep
Right.
seeing that.
Right. But Peter Yan showed he's not done yet. And I think a lot of people thought going into this fight that he was going to be, finished. He was going to be not that
What
guy.
did Son say to him, bro?
Huh? Yo, I was so weak. What he said, he's like, wait, I got to find that because that was crazy to me. Yeah. It's like, I get it. Listen, I know you're Russian. I know your English not the best. But I think he said
That
how
was
like,
hilarious. When he dropped
no,
that.
I was crying when I didn't think that was a real quote. He said, my brother told me, sorry.
No, he
My
said-
son
he said-
told me, brother, what the
Bro, his son's
gonna read
like
the
8
whole
years
thing.
old.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm going to read the whole shit. Hold up.
Yeah, bro.
So Peter
Peter
Yan
Yan?
claims UFC tried to break him mentally after losing by decision to Aljamain and Sean O'Malley. This is his quotes. You don't see my fight with Aljamain. You don't see my fight with O'Malley. Bullshit, brother. Bullshit game. They wanted to break me mentally. My son told me. Brother, what the fuck? Dana, what? 2 times, brother. You give me
Oh.
bullshit for me.
These fucking Russians, bro. These Russians are hilarious.
His son said that.
Brother, what the
Thing is, why is your son saying brother to your dad? Like it's Yo, I was crying when I seen that. But Peter Yan, I love Peter Yan, man. Even though I got a lot of stick for saying that Aljamain won that second fight, a lot of people were saying, nah, no way. He fought like a little, he took him to the ground, blah, blah, blah. Aljamain won. But Peter Yan is still that guy, man. He's a champion, bro. And I
And
would
just
have
one of the
surprised.
bro, if you want to watch someone fight, you want to watch Peter Yan fight. My
He's,
goodness.
like I said, when he was the champion, he was probably the best boxer in the UFC. You can
Yeah.
argue that.
He's still up there.
And he still is. The way he
I always want to see him
literally-
versus Volk.
Oh man, that would have been fantastic. But the way
Corey
he's
Sandhagen
able
versus
to,
Frank.
the
Like,
way
so
he's
many-
able to literally like Lomachenko, guys like Floyd Mayweather, where they can analyze you and then pick your weaknesses and turn them against you. There's nobody like that guy. And I love Peter Yan, and I hope this is a new start for
Gangster,
him to
bro,
go
gangster.
up there and try and get another title shot, because that'd be very interesting, man. I would love to see him against Sean again. But
All right, let's get to
Brother,
the
what the
prelims
fuck?
real quick. We'll just go through the prelims real quick. I think the biggest shock on the night was Gelton Almeida. Even though the odds were a little bit suspect, they thought that Curtis Blades was going to win this fight, or at least have a good time with him. Curtis Blades catches Gelton Almeida in the second round. I think it was a weird shot. I didn't really see the finish, but I think he was just catching him with like elbows in the back of the head or something. I don't know, but Gelton Almeida goes down. Curtis Blades still in that top 5. He also wants Cyril Gahn next, so it's a good fight. Hasn't happened yet. So Macy Barber, I think she's now on a 6-fight winning streak in the division, so she's probably next up after.
Matt, I heard
yeah.
Macy Barber's one of your favorite fighters.
My favorite fighter?
I heard, yeah.
Well, you heard wrong. Well, let's
doesn't
get
get
to
it.
Rogan's
also the
favorite
next
fighter.
after the fight after that. I
Joe
mean,
Rogan
I love
loves
Macy Barber,
Macy Barber.
stuff for a while, but
fighter.
have some respect, you know.
stuff
Get into the lightweight bout though. The Matt Gamrot versus RDA. RDA just keeps adding to the resume, bro. He fights anyone, anytime. Gamrot though wasn't the most impressive, but you know, anytime you beat RDA, it's a good win. Pedro Munoz versus Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips looked good here, bro. Looked really good.
He looked very
This is
good.
the guy. I think the reason why I brought steroids up with Sean O'Malley is because Phillips was involved with steroids and they train out of the same gym.
Oh,
So there was
wow.
a big talk about that.
Interesting.
But again, I don't want to. But with Kyle Phillips, it was known. It was out there that he was popped for steroids and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But
looked
yeah,
great,
good
though.
win for him.
Wow.
He looked really good. He's a skilled guy at 120 at 135. He's very similar to Sean O'Malley, the champ. So Philip Elines gets a win. Michelle Pereira, always exciting, and Robles Disman, that's what you want to say, the Cuban fella. That was a weird ass fucking fight. Weird fight.
It was a weird ass fight, but this guy, the way his like reaches and the power that he has, this guy could
And
be.
he's Cuban. He's Cuban, and he's like 35, but he looks like he's 25. He's Cuban.
He's-
Crazy.
yeah. You know, and he's probably literally 40. You know what I mean? And that's how those guys are. I predict he's gonna skyrocket up that heavyweight division, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in a title fight soon.
He is 35. Holy crap.
It's okay.
His brother's old, man. Brother, what the fuck?
I mean, bro, DC made his debut at like 34. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier, one of the greatest of all time,
There you go.
Wait, DC what?
made his debut when he was like 33, 34.
Yeah, but DC's.
I mean,
He's
DC
one
did
of
like
those,
had the
brother.
background and went to Strike Force
He
stuff
was a
like that. This
wrestler
guy
and all that
doesn't.
stuff.
Champion.
This guy has like he's a like
Taekwondo.
silver medalist in something. No,
Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
That's what. Yep.
DC.
Yep, that's what it says. He's a Cuban Taekwondo
That's
practitioner.
their sport. What are they
Sweet.
called? All right. But yeah,
Sweet.
that
Black
was,
belt.
It was
Wow.
a good card though. Good card.
Oh, it was arguably honestly.
Next card
I don't know.
though. UFC 300, baby. We there.
Yeah, no, it's I think UFC 299
one.
is probably the best card ever, bro.
Ever?
Yeah.
No.
In terms of the fights from top to bottom, I'm
Bro,
being
there was a card a couple
Every
years ago.
fight-
I remember when like Dominic
every-
Cruz was like on the prelim and stuff like that.
I remember. I think I know which one you're talking about. Dude, every fight was good on this card.
Yeah.
Legit good. There was not a bad.
It's
fight.
up there. For sure. We got to look
I
back
think-
at our
I
SVS
think-
awards and see what was there because there was some
Right.
good cards in the past.
There
like,
was.
a couple years.
Maybe I'm just I don't remember, but this card was really good.
Oh, this card was
I
good.
enjoyed
100%.
Even both co-main events was great. So, I think people in Miami got what they paid for.
What's next on our agenda, Amadrizio?
We get to the what
Maybe it's
today?
about NFL.
Oh, NFL.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I think there's only one place to start with NFL.
Oh yeah.
Big news coming out of Big Blue. Saquon Barkley is no longer a Giant. Packs his bags and is going to Philadelphia, baby. He's an Eagle, and the Giants fans worst nightmare has come true. I mean, maybe Dallas would have been worse. Honestly, I think Philadelphia is probably the worst because I know how Giants fans feel about Philadelphia. They
No,
can't.
I can't stand
Philly,
Philly.
Philly's worse because
I can't.
he's
And
about
it's
to win a ring
closer
with
and,
them.
they're similar to us. I
He's
guess.
gonna win a ring with them,
He's definitely not gonna win it. Right?
possibly.
They have a
Yeah, so,
a push merchant getting paid maybe 40 million a year for them. Their quarterback. That's the quarterback.
You're not a Giants fan, right?
No, if I was to say I support a team, it's the Giants.
I don't think Yoni
Giants?
has thrown
Yeah.
a spiral ever in his life, let alone be a fan
But
of
we
a
do
football
have
team.
one
What a hypocrite,
legit
by the
Giants
way.
fan here.
This guy has told me multiple times, you can't throw for distance, but you could throw with accuracy. Those are your words. So don't disrespect my spiral.
I'm getting old, bro. I forget everything I say.
Yeah.
So you only.
I'm a middle school. I'm an eighth grade. I'm an eighth grade champion, by the way. I threw for six touchdowns in crunch time, fourth quarter, like a monster. Eighth grade middle school champion.
Was this like special ed class? I think they took you to the side, put you in a corner somewhere, play with like six other people.
You seen the video of that guy
Which one?
playing soccer where he just smashes the ball in the net with like with all the
No, they were saying he's like autistic or something.
yeah.
That guy's Holland, literally. This guy was tall, fucking.
That dude
blonde, like
seemingly
Holland.
like I don't want to make fun of it because he probably does.
It kind of
have,
reminds me of when
something, but-
Kanye West like scored 100 points against like handicapped people, like in wheelchairs. That was an
Oh
actual thing.
yeah. No,
that was like a funny. That was
that
like
was-
a funny. That was a funny meme back in the day. But
That was
yeah,
me
I
in
mean,
eighth grade.
Saquon Barkley to Philly. Who would have thought that we would have got to this point where Saquon Barkley, who was the face of the franchise, the one that the ownership, John Mara, didn't want this guy to leave because of how much he meant to us, how much he represented the Giant way, for him to go to the very, very close rivals in the Philadelphia Eagles. It's just him leaving doesn't really hurt me. I don't care. Go get your money. Go do what you want to do. We're at our point of our franchise where we cannot pay a running back the way he wanted to do. We were willing to pay him last year $13 million, which is more than he's getting at the Philadelphia Eagles. Decided to reject that, asked for $60 million, wanted to get paid more than Chris McCaffrey, who has absolutely revolutionized that Niners team to the point where they've now just came out of a Super Bowl
Yeah,
berth.
but that Niners team is stacked.
It's stacked for sure. He's the guy that took him to
yeah,
the
what was-
McCaffrey's a monster.
What was the
for them.
Panthers' record
Panthers record
with McCaffrey?
when he. I
He
mean,
made the playoffs at all with him?
they made. I think they made the playoffs once with him. I don't know if Cam Newton was
It's like
still there.
Saquon's been to the playoffs once or twice?
He's been to the playoffs once.
Once, but he's had like a winning record twice, I believe.
I would have to look at that because I don't. My whole time of looking at the Giants, we haven't
Can I ask
been
you a
winning much.
question?
Yeah,
Who made that
I'm not going to
Instagram
argue that he's
post?
better than McCaffrey, but I
Say-
mean, if
say-
he wants like similar money than McCaffrey, and
No,
that's
he's
not like
getting-
outside,
no.
outlandish.
Well, he actually has a lot more injury problems than McCaffrey. Also, McCaffrey is way better than him as a receiving back. Way better. Also, look at that Panthers team that McCaffrey was on. Arguably, you could say was worse than a couple of these Giants teams that we've had. I think the only difference you could say is that maybe the offensive line wasn't as bad. But let's be real. Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the NFL, and I don't think there's even anybody close. Sorry.
Who made the Instagram post?
Saquon. It wasn't me. It was Ahmed.
It was Ahmed.
What did you say?
Okay, so I was gonna say you can't say you weren't mad, you were not upset, and then make that post. But now I realize that
No, Ahmed
Ahmed.
was just cosplaying as a Giants fan.
Ahmed was
using
trying to
everything.
troll heavy
wasn't-
with that one.
But going back to the point, when you look at our overall history with Saquon Barkley, you look at that number 2 pick, which could have potentially been a quarterback, which in hindsight now, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, realistically, those were the guys that were in that area. If you would have went either of them, they probably would have not turned out good.
I think it was Josh
regardless.
Rosen.
Huh?
Was it Josh Rosen? Or was it like Josh Allen?
It was Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, bro. Those are the two
No,
guys.
it was Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield.
Well, Baker was the first pick,
Okay, Sam Darnold,
and it was Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen. Those were the two.
Josh
best
Allen,
quarterbacks.
bro.
Josh Allen was there. I hear you, but Josh Allen realistically weren't. I remember that time, bro. It was Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen.
Sam Darnold was the
Those
first
were
pick
the one,
overall.
two.
People were saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Those were the 2-1-2 quarterbacks in that draft. Josh Allen was somebody that was like a little bit behind those guys. A project, which even if we would have drafted him, realistically, I don't think he would have developed to the quarterback that he is today.
And that's not crazy to say, because if you watch Josh Allen before Stephon Diggs got there, he was not great.
He wasn't that great. Regardless, now you can argue, could we have traded back with at that time rumored the Denver Broncos pick, which was at 4? Probably would have went Quinn Nelson. We could have probably changed the whole trajectory of the franchise from there. But we did it. We got Saquon. Regardless of that pick, we still should have fielded a team good enough to be able to at least contend while he was at that team. Because that's how good a guy like Saquon Barkley was at points where he carried our offense, carried our franchise. And for him to be petty and very salty at the fact that we offered him a good deal last year.
You guys offer him a contract this summer or this offseason?
From what I've heard,
was
hold up. From what I've heard is they were in intense contract negotiations throughout this year and also before free agency. The only time where we never offered him a contract was when he came back to us with the Philly deal saying, are you guys willing to match it? We said no. And
but
where
was
we
the
are,
original offer less than Philadelphia? Obviously it was.
I probably.
I mean, this is the business we play, bro. This is especially a running back.
That's true. But like I told you, because we had this little bit of a discussion, I get it. You want to do what's best for yourself, but don't come around saying you want to be a Giant for life.
He did.
Oh yeah, really? So as soon as this guy turns to Philly, he changes his whole Instagram feed, changes all the profile.
Oh, you're like, come on, bro.
Bro. Like it's like he couldn't wait for him to leave to go to the Philly. Like I said, the only
he only did that because of the negative like stuff. That
what else did he think was gonna happen, bro? Were the Giants fans gonna say, "Let's go"? I'm telling you,
let him
right
at
now,
least like
I know what he's
something
thinking
and explain himself.
This is why he went to the Philadelphia Eagles, is because he knew the Giants made him look like a fool when they gave him a good deal last year. He wanted to bank on himself. Clearly didn't work. Was salty that the Giants were right. Offered him a realistic and good deal that he probably deserved. And he's like, you know what? Just to spite you guys, I'm going to the Philadelphia Eagles. And that's what Giants fans see, and that's what I believe is happening. I don't want to hear about the business, because if it was business, you could have went to the Texans. You could have went to so many different teams. But guess what? He chose Philly, bro. And he deserves to know that Giants fans are never going to respect him like we probably would have if he went somewhere else.
That's so toxic, bro.
Okay, that's
so toxic. It's not
all right,
toxic.
Can I ask you a question? Where does he have better odds of winning a ring?
Did Houston offer him a contract?
Realistically, yes,
did Houston offer him a contract?
They did.
Actually,
the Bears did. The Texans are good, and they're better because they have a younger quarterback, and they just brought in Daniil Hunter. They can bring in a lot of other.
You think the Texans are better than the Eagles 100%. Now?
100%.
I mean, I like
right now.
Texans.
Then the only issue, the only issue is that they're in the AFC. But I'm gonna tell you now, they will be in the AFC Conference Championship game, and you never know what can happen in a game. And you add Saquon Barkley to that team.
No.
Wow, that's a ridiculous team.
I think he made like the better fit, the best fit available was Philadelphia.
Right.
That's
okay.
That's the best fit.
Yeah.
And if you want to, and he also got like probably the most money, because obviously he would have went to the like Chicago if they offered him more money or stuff like that. I don't really think it was like that, but the best fit, good money, I got no problem with it. This, bro, I'm a Jets fan.
Of course you don't care. You're
a Jets fan who watched Darrelle Revis after we came so close, right? After we messed around and we didn't pay probably not the best cornerback in the league, best defensive player in the league, arguably the second or greatest cornerback of all time. We don't want to pay him.
Ahmed, he didn't leave
He
directly from the
goes-
Jets.
No,
Where'd
I know,
he go?
I know. No, I know he went to like Tampa Bay
Tampa.
or whatever it was, but he still went to New England. No,
Well, okay, but it's not a direct thing.
And he
And
came
also,
back.
Darrell Revis, was Darrell Revis in his prime?
with
when
the
he went to the
Patriots, he
Patriots?
was he was still good on the
He
Patriots.
wasn't prime.
He was still, well, I mean,
He
like
wasn't
he was
prime.
what Saquon is right now. I'm
Revis
saying right now, like Saquon is not in his absolute
Saquon still
prime.
can give you. He's not in his absolute prime, but at the end of the day, he after all the shit that he's been through with the Giants and with the whole contract negotiations and what we've tried and what he's said to us for him to go to Philly. Sorry, bro. I can be emotional because I'm a fan. I can say these things. I don't care if
You
it
can
it
be
rubs me the
emotional
wrong.
if there was the same deal on the
I
table
have-
and he picked Philadelphia. That's the
I
only
think that
reason why you can
I
be
think there
emotional.
was. I think that's.
Well, you have no
I haven't
proof, my
seen
guy.
information.
You can't
What
live on.
interest against Texans? I think there was. The Texans were.
Bro,
willing
you
to-
can't tell him to
Hold
go
up.
to
The
Houston.
Texans-
You can't tell him to go to Houston.
He could choose whatever he wants. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
Now
Dude.
you-
Like, yo, go to Houston because it's not Philadelphia. Who the hell, bro? What the? That's
Who
crazy.
cares? That's fine. But now you're gonna reap the repercussions of the fan base that were loyal to you.
And
He clearly
and
doesn't care. He doesn't care. You can see what he said. Dude, he came out with a tweet like, yo, thanks everybody. I'm gonna fly high now. What? Are you serious? That's disrespectful, bro. For the Giants fans that were, bro, Giants fans were sticking by him after obviously that second pick being a disaster.
oh,
We
those
should
people
never
talk
pick.
like no.
And they were still loyal to him. Like me, I was
you
loved
would
Saquon.
trade Saquon.
That's
Did you
a
not?
different story. Yes, I did. I would have traded him
Oh, that's
to a
crazy, bro.
contender.
That's
Oh, no,
crazy.
hold up. No. I'm not telling
You,
you.
bro, no, hold on, no.
Hold up. Let me tell you something.
Please,
No. It's a difference.
Let me
I'll tell
set
you
it
why.
up for myself, right? You
Go.
you literally said before that like you're upset that because he was saying he wants to be a Giant for life and now he's
Yeah.
not. But you wanted to trade a guy
Let
that
me tell you
wants to be
something.
Giant
Hold
for
up.
life.
Let
Come
me
on,
tell you
bro.
something. For sure. I get that. That makes a lot of sense from that point of view. But let me tell you something. If we would have traded him, look, you're only laughing. If we would have traded him that time when we should have, he should have been to a contender, not to the Philadelphia Eagles, not to the Dallas
He's literally on a
Cowboys.
contender right now.
We would have done right by him, bro. We would
Philadelphia's
have
not a
put him,
contender.
we would have said, I don't think they are.
Okay, how do you know
They
you
won't
would
defend
have
the
done right
Giants.
by him, bro? You're in
They know
the
Giants because They
organization.
respect him. Because they respect him. Because
Oh,
they
you
respect play.
can't,
Odell
you can't
Beckham
wanna
with
trade
Dave.
him and then
You
get
look at
mad
the
because
Odell
he
Beckham.
gets a great deal. No, you can't.
Dude. It
Bro, I
doesn't
wanted Darrell
matter
Reeves to
because
stay.
we were in
I
a
wanted
different
Jets to
position
pay
now.
him and everything. They didn't want to pay him. Had no
He's
problem.
a
if
difference. He's a
Tampa or if
cornerback,
he wants
bro.
to go to,
He's a cornerback compared to a running back. Let's be legit now.
he was
Come on.
literally a better player than Saquon. What are you talking about? He was.
That's
the
what I'm
reason why we're the best
saying.
defense
It's a
in the league.
different. He was a better player, and he was a different thing. For us to trade him,
And he won a
I
Super
wanted
Bowl
to
with New England, by the way.
hold up. Okay, yeah. After he left you guys, and there was a distance between him being a Jet and being a thing. I remember when he went to the Patriots. I totally forgot he was a Jets player. I forgot he was even in the
When you think
league.
of Darrell Reeves, you think Jets.
That's what I'm saying. When he was at his prime, but he was past that.
I don't
when he
think. No,
went to
he
you guys.
no. Well, when he came back to the Jets,
He
had
didn't leave at
one
his
good year
prime
left.
to go to the Patriots. He didn't,
What?
bro. Let me ask you a question. If Brees Hall tomorrow says, "Yo, I'm going to the Bills," what are you gonna do? And don't bullshit, because I know you're a bullshit guy.
That makes no sense. It makes if tomorrow Brees Hall
He
says I want to get
doesn't.
traded to the Bills.
No,
that's
you offer him the same amount of money. You say, yo, we'll give you a good amount to stay with the Jets.
bro.
And then let's just say, hold up. The Bills offer him $2 million more.
First of all, you can't just
What will
make
you do?
numbers out of your.
No, I'm putting you the
thin air,
context of
bro.
what I'm doing. What I'm.
I literally
we're
gave
in.
you a pretty.
You're
similar
looking at it
situation.
from a fan outside of the Giants, saying, "Oh, that's not good." Oh, why do you care? Why are you emotional? Who cares? It's a business, bro. But if Brees Hall would have done it tomorrow, you'd be shitting your pants all over your penthouse.
Bro, you
Yeah,
literally,
pissing and shitting
if
all
that's
over
bro, if that's
mad
all
as
you have
shit.
to argue, then you know you have nothing else. Because first of all, that's not even a real situation right now.
It's not a real situation.
And I'm telling you,
We
and I was,
offered him more money last year than he's getting right now, and he declined. He looks like an idiot.
but did you
wanted
offer
to
him the
spite us
same contract
like-
this summer?
Why would we
offseason?
offer him the same contract
Oh.
when he was worse?
So you don't want him. So you don't want him on your team then.
I don't want him on my
Bro,
team.
but that's
I
a
have no
crazy
issues about
assumption
it.
to make, Ahmed.
Why?
It's like saying, why not offer him the best contract in the NFL? Oh, you don't want him on your team.
So why
Like,
are
bro,
you mad that he
fuck?
takes a great deal?
Why?
crazy.
Because he probably would have gone similar if he went somewhere else, but he chose to go to the
No, bro. You
dang
can't,
Eagles, bro.
unless you prove that, unless Houston offered the same amount of deal,
I'll go look
same
at it,
year,
bro,
same
and
everything.
I'll bring it back. I'll bring it back next week.
Breaking news:
watch.
Tigu is
That's
not able
crazy,
to
bro.
be
You
in the
got-
I will.
podcast
got
next
nothing.
week because he's going to
I
be in
have
Houston,
nothing.
Texas.
I'll tell you what it is.
I
I tell you what it is. I
As
told
SVS
you exactly
investigation.
what's the context behind why we're so mad. We don't care that he's gone. We don't want to pay him that money because we're not in the position to pay that money.
Okay.
Same thing with Xavier
So
McKinney.
basically,
But you
so
see, Xavier
basically, so
McKinney
you
could
don't
have
care
went
that
to
he's
the
gone.
Eagles. He could have went to the Eagles, but he chose to go to the Packers. Are we mad about that? No, we're
Who?
not. Xavier
McKinney?
McKinney, he got his pay. He got $17 million. He took the best deal for him. Are we mad that he left? No, we're not, because
It was the same deal in Philadelphia.
I don't know. But he took the better deal, and it doesn't matter because he's not part of the Eagles. Eagles are willing to spend money, bro. Have you looked at what they've been doing? They
Yeah.
paid a running back
I
$12
don't even know
million,
how he had this money.
by the way, because it's all legit Illuminati, black magic, gin magic from this guy Howie Roseman, which is ridiculous. Don't even get me started on that. And also, they were tampering with Saquon Barkley. We better get a freaking draft pick for that. Hold that right there, Howie Roseman. Go jump off. I don't know. Do something with your life. Anyways, let me stop my rant. Let's talk about the other big move, Ahmed. I know we had a little bit of a scuffle, a debate on what we think that move is. Brian Burns is a New York Giant. When I've been telling you I've wanted this guy for maybe 3 years, I've told people around me that this guy is the perfect player for what we want in New York. A absolute dog, an absolute athletic monster. He's exactly what we need. He's exactly at that age in that timeline that we need a player at a very, very important position at edge that we've been lacking for years now, to pair up with somebody like Kayvon Thibodeau now, with Dexter Lawrence, with Azeez Ojulari, if he can able to stay healthy. It's a very, very fun defensive line, and I can't wait to see what they do next year. Hopefully development with Kayvon, and second round pick, sixth round pick. Had to give him that contract at $30 million. You look at Daniil Hunter at 29 years old, getting a 2-year, $25 million annual per year. I'll take the 30-year with Brian Burns when you know all 5 years you're probably getting him at his prime and could be better in a better scheme with better defensive players around him. This is exactly the move that we need to send us in the right direction. And yeah, I'm happy. We're not going to be contending next year, but it sets us up for the next years, not just next year. So exciting move. I'm very happy. I will be looking at a 0 Burns jersey in the near future, because number 0 and Burns in the back, that's fire. Spider Burns in New York City. I'm excited. What do you think, Ahmed, as a Jets fan? Because I already know your opinion a little bit, but go ahead.
No, I mean Burns is a stud. He's a monster. There's a reason why a lot of teams wanted this guy. Carolina Panthers. I mean, if you want to talk about fools, Carolina Panthers are some big fools, bro. They declined a huge deal last year. I think from the Rams, was it?
Yeah,
Like 2 first-round picks. Yeah,
2 first
what
round
a
picks.
mess, bro. What a mess.
They've been a mess. I mean,
They kept him for what, like an extra 1 or 2. Yeah,
much.
Burns is an
Which-
absolute stud.
which they didn't have the
And-
first round pick.
And
It wasn't.
and if you want to, consider the fact they essentially flipped Leo Williams for this guy, essentially was it a second round
pretty
pick
much.
and a 5th round pick for
Pretty much, yeah.
Brian Burns? They were obviously willing to pay Burns and not Leo Williams, which I agree with. So I think, yeah, listen, when you have that front two, and then I think Kayvon, I think is a little overrated, but he's still very good, especially young. But Sexy Dexy, as I like to call him, I think he's probably, he's not in that upper echelon of defensive, even though Giants fans swear by it. Even though Giants fans swear he is, in my opinion,
I don't see
think
many
he's
of them better.
just below like the top guys. I'm talking about like Q1, like
He's better than
Aaron
Quinnen
Donald.
Williams.
Hmm?
He's better than Quinnen Williams. He is.
I don't think
He's
so.
not a Chris Jones. He's not there. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, I think Quinn Williams is as good as anybody. He gets bro, the reason why we have all like Jermaine Johnson's getting, sacks, Bryce Huff, and I mean great players and stuff like that. But it's because Quentin Williams and still getting triple teamed is still like, listen,
I mean,
whatever.
Dex has been
He's a
getting triple
monster though,
teamed,
but
and he hasn't gotten help until now. Just saying.
So I
Anyways,
think that you have
that's a discussion for another time.
you have three legit pass rushers, and I think considering the fact that you don't have a great secondary, but when you have three great pass rushers, you don't need the best secondary because you are going to get quick pressure on the quarterback. But yeah, I think secondary is probably the next move for you guys if it's not going to be offensive weapons. The draft now is going to be I mean it always is must watch for the Jets and Giants, but now it's going to be what are we going to do? There's talks about moving up to third with the Patriots. But yeah, I think right now they're finally shaping their own team. There's a big elephant in the room, and he happens to play quarterback. He's gonna obviously be the next guy out, but
won't be for a while.
I think like you can't really like give the Giants a full grade. I'm talking about like Joe Shane and Brian Dable until they have their quarterback, their team. They're literally, I think right now, if they just get a wide receiver in the draft, if they're a quarterback away from having their team and finally starting their own era.
I agree. That's I think that first year of the Dable Shane era was kind of messed up, and I remember talking to you about it, bro, about how we were having a winning record in midseason, and we were there. You talked about Saquon Barkley being traded. Yes, I wanted Saquon traded because we shouldn't divert from the original plan of rebuilding this team and molding it to what
looking back at it
Dable
now,
and Shane wants. Yeah.
And this was the point that I was going to bring up, but I think you were talking. There are literally players on your team right now, superstar players, faces the franchise players who have say, Kayvon Thibodeau is one of those guys who literally came out and said it like in public, said they should have paid Saquon over Daniel Jones. So you think now, looking back at it, right? If they would have just paid Saquon and assembled the team they have right now, and if you're not a quarterback away, even a young quarterback, it's gonna be exciting. It's like, we have a good team, great defense. Division is tough, but okay, we'll see what's gonna happen. I think now the only problem right now is Daniel Jones, which is a huge problem because he's your quarterback and you're paying him $40 million.
I think when you look at it from a defensive side, I do agree with the secondary. I think the secondary does need a lot of work. I think our safety group, especially after leaving Xavier McKinney, probably needs a little bit more. I think we picked up Jalen Mills, who's kind of a versatile player. Obviously, was a cornerback for the Eagles. Well, hopefully, our linebacker group is not too bad. I mean, for depth, Isaiah Simmons, who was with us, did pretty decent for us. If we bring him back, that'd be nice. But we do have Bobby Okereke, who's arguably, in my opinion, one of the best linebackers in the NFL. The way he played for us, he was a very sensational player. I don't think he's the best, but what he did for us when he first in a good contract, amazing player. We got this the other guy, I forgot his name, the white kid. He was good for us. McFadden, McFadden, I believe.
He got hurt though, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Towards ACL or something.
Oh, I don't know about ACL, but he got hurt a couple times this season. But he did very good. Do we need to bolster that group? Yes, for sure. I agree. Isaiah Simmons needs to put depth. Secondary needs a lot more work. And we need another cornerback. Don't get me wrong. This Giant team still needs a lot of work. But when it comes to building from the trenches that we've been dying for a very long time, Runyon that we picked up is a solid. I think he's an average lineman, but that's what we need. Average is better than what we've had. So you get him. You bring in the guy from the Raiders that we just picked up, right tackle that can compete with Evan Neal. That'd be interesting. We'll see what happens. I think we improved our line. Evan Neal. Let's not talk to him. Make a break year for him. I think we start him out as right tackle, give him another chance. But if he doesn't get it done this season, I just don't see a future with him there. So that's another gap. And you look at the offensive side, wide receiver is not good. Quarterback, of course, we brought Drew Lock in as a backup, $5 million. He's nothing more than a backup. Probably going to start the season if we don't go quarterback in the draft. I think I'll hold up my thoughts on what we should do in the draft, but there's many options that we can go with that I would be okay with. So We'll see. I think we're, like I said, you look at the Giants roster right now, besides that defense and that defensive front more so, the roster's not good. There's lacking a lot of quality. And but building from the trenches, that's what we need to do. It's a true rebuild right now. Like I said, pay Burns now because it's not about what he does next season. It's about what he does in 2, 3, 4, 5 when he finishes out his rest of his contract because he's a young player, can only get better. So it potentially could be Saquon going to the Eagles. We can look back at it and be like, wow, this could be the day that the Giants actually change the direction of the franchise. So we'll see, though. Only time will tell.
Let's just go through the NFL recap, though. Obviously, big moves. Quarterback. Kirk Cousins signs a huge deal, 4 years, 180 for the Falcons. You think it's a good deal for the Falcons or no?
I mean, it's good in the sense that they get a quarterback, a reliable and actual quarterback. I mean, Ritter last year was absolute dog shit. As a Drake London fantasy owner, it was a complete like disaster. Did they overpay for this guy? For some reason, this guy Kirk Cousins is the best finesser, the biggest finesser in NFL history. The way he's able to get these contracts, that contract is ridiculous for him at that age, especially coming off of what, a torn Achilles, I believe.
Torn Achilles.
It's ridiculous, but they need a quarterback. I think Kirk Cousins is from Georgia, or I believe something about his wife's
His wife's
from Georgia, so it kind of makes sense for that. And it's good for them. I think it's good for Bijan Robinson. I think it's good for Kyle Pitts, especially. Get a guy at target. Kirk Cousins likes his tight ends, and Drake London. So depending on what they do in the draft, maybe they go another wide receiver, Rome Oduzze.
There's no way they go offense again, bro.
You never know. I do think they should go edge. Dallas Turner.
Oh, they have to go defense. I don't care what it is. Defense, bro.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, listen. I think he's. I think he's got to the point where now I think he's a little overrated. You know, I think. Listen, he's a great guy. He's a great locker room guy. And depending on what you want to do, if competing for like your division and maybe winning one playoff game is
that division is.
That's perfect. I think Kirk Cousins can do that. Will he do that? I don't know, but he can do that. But I mean, when I don't see a big difference between the Falcons and the Bucks and even the Saints. I think if the Saints make some moves, they're right back in it. So,
right.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield, huge deal for him. I mean, taking a huge shot. Now gets 3 years, $100 million.
Served.
Unbelievable. Russell Wilson.
I mean,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson was somebody that I wanted in the Giants. I thought it made a lot of sense. Minimum was that 1 million, something like that. Huh? We did meet with him.
Didn't meet with him.
From what I've heard, it was more so him asking for that meeting to happen, more so the Giants' interest for him. I guess it's something of respecting for a guy like Russell Wilson, which he deserves. But I would have took him. I think it made sense. Veteran guy doesn't stop us from going quarterback in the draft. But he chose to go to Steelers because I feel like that's his realistic route to a starting job and probably his last.
Perfect fit. The best situation for him.
Yeah, and that team is pretty good. That defense is good. Deontay Johnson's now in Carolina. You got George Pickens as the de facto number one.
You have Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, good defense.
Yeah.
Division is tough though, but you have great stuff. So we'll see. Running backs: Derrick Henry. Leaves Tennessee, goes to Baltimore. Oof.
Perfect.
Well, a lot of people are saying, bro, we can't wait to see Derrick Henry in that black Ravens fit.
Black and purple.
Scary, bro. Especially if he rocks number 2.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be nice.
The aesthetics, that's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's
good fit.
Omar, Odell, and Derrick Henry. I mean, this is a squad.
Well,
Odell. And they got Rashad Bateman, and they got
no, they got a decent
Flowers.
team. I mean, the Flowers kid is.
I mean, I don't think Odell's in that team anymore. I think
although he got cut. Yeah, he got cut. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, he got cut.
Yeah, but Zay Flowers is a stud.
Oh, he's
Rashad Bateman is. We're still waiting for him to take a huge step up, but
Mark Andrews can always make moves.
Mark Andrews
can add to that defense. We know about the defense. They lost Patrick.
Lost a lot of guys though.
They did lose Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen went to Steelers. Hilarious. But they did lock down that DT.
That's crazy. That's crazy right there. Going to the Steelers.
Good, going to the Steelers is crazy.
But he got his money.
Them.
Josh Jacobs going to Green Bay in a very weird deal. I think it's only
that is weird.
$12 million guaranteed.
Same
and stuff like that.
same amount of
But
Saquon
the
Barkley.
Packers, well, Packers. I mean, if you want to talk about a well-run,
Oh,
franchise, Packers
they
right
look
up there.
good. They look
Yeah.
good. They're definitely
Already, it's like Aaron
young.
Rodgers never left. You got Jordan Love and you got young options, stuff like that.
No,
So
they're young across the board. Like I said, they picked up Xavier McKinney. They're gonna be there in the NFC. If Jordan Love takes that
John
next
Gary,
step,
they was
Josh Jacobs, they're good at the end stretch for the Raiders. Younger guy, obviously lost Aaron Jones, but there's always a reliability issue with Aaron
Aaron Jones
Jones.
went to the Vikings.
Yeah, that's
So obviously, I don't
enough.
think people care about these
little
rivals stuff
different.
like that.
It's
Nobody
a
cares.
little different. You get cut. It's a difference like cut.
Yeah. Okay. Tony Pollard goes to Tennessee. Good move
Weird,
for him.
weird move. I think he got a good deal, $8 million. I didn't think he was worth that much, but I think he had a down year with the Cowboys when everybody expected him to be
He was
good
hurt,
because
bro.
he lost Ezekiel Elliott. Yes,
He's a
coming off
stud,
a
Tony
broken
Pollard.
leg. He came off a broken leg. Of course, he's gonna have a down year. It sucks that it was the year that he's wants to get paid, but now he's able to get a good time in Tennessee. I think they have Ty Spears who showed out last year. That's a weird combination. I wonder what they're gonna do with that. But if he shows out, does great. Tennessee got a little good team there, especially after the signing today of
Tennessee's horrible.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, that division, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. In
Yeah,
that
the division's
division.
horrible. And, I mean,
If
Houston,
Will
I think,
Levis,
is like
Will Levis now got options. DeAndre
who the
Hopkins,
fuck is Will
Calvin
Levis,
Ridley.
bro? Why are people talking about Will Levis?
He did pretty
Did I miss
decent with
something?
what he was given. I mean, he had a couple good moments. He's not the greatest, but now he's got weapons. So let's see what happens.
The wide receiver market was pretty much anti-climactic. T. Higgins returns to Cincinnati. Michael Pittman Jr. goes back to Colts. Mike Evans gets his deal, stays with the 49ers. Mike Evans, bro, what a stud, future Hall of Famer.
Amazing.
I think the biggest deal, oh my God, Calvin Ridley getting a 4-year, $92 million deal.
Oh, super
Tremendous, bro.
ridiculously
God,
overpaid.
Tennessee Titans, what are you doing, bro?
For sure,
Keep
they
going.
overpaid for a guy like him, but I think now it
He's
gives him
good,
an
but-
opportunity. I mean, he's good for sure, but he's also 29 years old. You give him 23 million, which is kind of ridiculous. I did think he was gonna get a big deal. I think people thought, oh, down year for the Jags. It wasn't really that good coming back from that whole situation. He was suspended for a year. For him to come back, get a $23 million deal, respect to his agent, respect, I guess the Titans wanted to go wide receiver, get that done in free agency, so it keeps their options open in the draft. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think they have a top 10 pick. So depending on what they do, could build a little. I'm telling you, they got a little good team out there, man. And taking Ridley from their division rival helps a lot in the Jacks. So
Yeah, some other big moves, but I think it's pretty much it. A lot of defensive players moved around. I think it's too hard to really get all of them, but yeah.
it's hard. I think it's better to wait until the draft. I think that when everything the dust settles
Yeah.
down, let's see where teams are gonna go.
Yeah,
You never
free
know.
agency though was nuts. It was
yeah.
like similar to NBA. It's like crazy out of nowhere.
Usually the NFL free agency isn't that good, but there was a lot of positions of value that a lot of guys were free agents, and it was very interesting. I was at work, man. I couldn't focus on anything. I was on my phone the whole time.
And we'll close and we'll finish with the NFL with the Aaron Rodgers news.
You know what? I heard that and I thought of you.
Yoni would have a field day with this. Like this is like the
Do you
stuff he
know-
likes.
Do you know
What?
Yoni?
That he's
you haven't
vice
heard?
president? Vice president? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm literally
Came
gonna hurt
out.
myself.
Really realistic option of actually being the vice president of the United States, bro.
Being a
What do you mean?
quarterback, bro.
No, he wants to be. Why can't he run for vice president and be a quarterback?
Because
Why
he's
can't
on
that happen, man?
drugs. Because he's on drugs. That's
I
why.
bet why
This
can't
guy
he
is
do that, bro?
I'm honest. I'm shocked. I
You're
didn't want to
shocked?
believe. I
You're
didn't want to
shocked?
believe that Aaron
Do
Rodgers.
you not know who Aaron Rodgers is?
He's not
being
gonna win
sarcastic. I was
anyway.
being sarcastic.
Bro, I really
That's what
have
I'm
no
saying.
idea.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever. You're not
This is
even
the
gonna
most
win.
Jets thing I've ever heard in my
He's
life.
not even close to winning.
You
Like,
deserve this as
This is
a
crazy.
Jets
I would
fan.
deserve this. But this guy played
No,
4
you do
snaps.
deserve
And now he wants to be the vice president of the United States of America. This is what we're talking about right now.
Yo,
Come on, bro.
every day I feel like I start think that
Tigo,
we're like
check your
in-
text,
So Robert
but,
Sala's
like-
gonna get like arrested tomorrow or something, like a RICO case. I don't know. So something's
yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah. No, some stupid shit's gonna happen, and it feels like every single day we get
Bro, it's
closer
nonsense.
to
It's
actually
nonsense.
living in
This,
like a
this is the
simulation.
same guy who said I don't want to do Pat McAfee anymore because it's creating a distraction. Now this guy wants to be a vice president. I mean, Aaron, seriously, like, come on, bro. Like, don't piss me off, bro.
Realist, Ahmed, what did you expect?
That's crazy,
literally
bro. Really
that
bad.
is
I'll take Sam Darnold over this guy, bro.
well, respectfully.
Whoa.
Hey, you do have.
I don't know. I mean, I'm Sam Darnold was getting mono.
Ty-
Like, bro, every quarterback I have to fucking deal with is a mess, bro. My God, bro.
Bro, he's not even going to be on a winning ballot. He's not even
That's
going to
the
be
funny
on
thing.
a ballot
so, like,
at all.
why are you entertaining this? It's literally
and
only a
he's still
distraction.
gonna do it.
And
He's still gonna do
attention
it.
seeking. And I
That's
didn't want to believe that was really what he was. I thought the media was kind of like portraying Aaron Rodgers as this crazy guy. But bro, when
You
you
check
do
your
this,
texts.
there's literally nothing to argue about Aaron Rodgers. He is an attention-seeking weirdo. If he truly believes this is a viable option for him, bro. When you're a quarterback, and obviously, and after you play 4 snaps for us, and he knows this season is so big for the Jets. Nah, this is madness, bro.
What if he still plays?
Personal.
What if he still plays
No, like
while
it's not
running?
true. I'm not giving this any thought. My
That'd be the
sole
funniest thing
focus is being a New York Jet, and that's it. What a
Yeah.
weirdo, bro.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
what he. I think I read something that when he was in the Packers, like I think the rookie quarterback, that Deshaun Kaiser, I think that's his name. The funniest thing he said was like he went up to him. He's like, went up to the rookie quarterback. He's like, "You
Oh, yeah.
believe in 9/11?" It's like, yeah, I think. Go search it up.
I've
just, like, walked
heard
away.
that. I've heard that.
This is true, bro.
I mean, it's
I read
Honestly,
listen,
bro, it's
we're not
cool.
a
It's
conspiracy
cool to have a
podcast.
quarterback who's
But,
like
like,
a
it
little,
just
a little
shows-
aloof and stuff like that. Who's not like Tom Brady.
I know
Who's gonna say
he's
only
gonna
the
be
right
the
things.
president.
But this is
the
wild,
vice
bro. This
president,
is
sorry.
this is.
Yeah, but that's Aaron Rodgers for you, bro. What did you expect? He had a lot of thinking to do.
Bro,
when he
and
tore his
I don't want to get
Achilles,
into it,
bro.
but
You know that.
is RFK like a big liberal or what? What is he?
I don't know what he is, bro. I mean,
Aaron
this
Rodgers
guy-
is a big
He's
liberal.
like-
This guy, bro.
It's like
Or as Tony says, libertardo.
I mean, it depends. Like, there's like the liberals or like the older
Anyway,
generation.
whatever.
liberals
Let's
that are
move
more
on, bro.
I don't know, bro. Politics are politics,
Let's
bro.
move on. Last option. Any comments on the NFL? That's it, right?
No,
That's
I'm
it.
good. I mean, Jets have done nothing besides Aaron Rodgers
all right,
being
let's
vice
get-
president.
Are we gonna
to-
move into the quiz, or you
Yeah.
guys want to run through Champions League?
No, we have to go to Champions League. This was
Okay.
beautiful football that we got blessed with.
Beautiful football. You got penalty shootouts, bro. Let's
What?
not act like you got penalty shootouts. Let's not act
Yeah,
like
yeah. I don't know if you watched that game, bro. I don't know if you watched both games. I mean, especially that Arsenal versus Porto game. That was classic stuff right there. Yeah. So I mean, the quarterfinals now are set. I think if you want to get the teams out, you want second. So Arsenal go through, Man City go through, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and PSG. So, I mean, if you want to talk about quarterfinals, like best possible outcome, this might be it. Outside maybe like Dortmund, if you want to switch them with a team, but you know, Dortmund have a history in the Champions League, I guess. So,
Sort of.
like the last 8, like I said, are absolutely stacked. The draw is this Friday, so we all wait that. But yeah, let's get to the games this past was it today and yesterday? 1 sec. All right. Yeah, I mean yesterday was Barcelona versus Napoli. Barcelona, I think, considering the fact that they had a lot of guys out and beat Napoli. I mean, Napoli kind of starting to find some form in the league. I mean, the Serie A has that 5th spot open for the Champions League, so their season's not completely over. Napoli, but listen, I wasn't expecting anything from Napoli. They have no history in the Champions League or anything, but Barcelona, this was a good win for them. Keep the season alive. The game that we were all watching though on Tuesday was Arsenal versus Porto. I just want to give an amazing shout out to 41-year-old Pepe, who literally is the same age as Mikel Arteta. And the commentator said that the last time I think he was in the Emirates, he was playing against Thierry Henry.
Holy shit.
I mean, Pepe is and he's playing at an unbelievable level.
Yeah, he's
really good. Even though the first goal was kind of his mistake, I guess. Like the commentator said, it goes on Pepe. Like the guy he's unbelievable. To play
started
at
for Portugal
that
in the World
level.
Cup final. I mean, World Cup.
Yeah. He probably still is like the center back, no? Unless he retired. They don't really have great center backs Portugal, but that's
They have younger guys. Anyways.
Yeah. So that game was absolutely crazy. Kyle Saka escaped one of the all-time. Oh my God, Saka was horrendous that performance, and I'm a guy who's huge on Saka. I'm a big fan, but he was nowhere to be found. Yeah,
Becoming a
Arsenal,
regular occurrence.
Arsenal, considering the talent they have, I was not impressed. They did not play well at all. I thought Porto were almost unlucky, but that's
That's football.
what's gonna happen. But what a great game! True. It was almost like a throwback to the
Back in the day.
back in old days. Great football,
Yeah.
great football.
was-
High
was a
heater, high intensity. It goes to penalties.
Yeah. A lot of pressure.
Classic.
It's around the 16 of the Champions League. What else do you expect, right?
And also the first time Arsenal makes it to the quarterfinal since what? Thinking of 14 years.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
that's
they
ridiculous.
they haven't went up
2014.
against Bayern, so
Mhm.
makes sense. Yeah, interesting game. I enjoyed it. Odegaard, fantastic player that he's shown his quality at that stage. Now it's up to reverse against
Pisses me
tougher
off, though.
competition. What do you mean?
He's a good player, very good. I mean that goal, like his setups. He's got flair. He's good. He's a good player. Brian were actually interested, but he's pisses me off. I don't know why.
I remember when he was coming up with Real Madrid, he was so hyped up. Everybody was like,
FIFA 16-year-old, like
Yeah.
any potential.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was ridiculous.
what are your
I mean,
thoughts
he's
on
good.
the
He's their captain, so that's pretty impressive. But
That is impressive for sure. And they have a lot of good guys.
What do
in
you what are your thoughts on the like the whole Mikel Arteta and the coach? What happened with that? You have any thoughts on that? That's pretty
Arteta's a
serious allegations.
Scumbag, if it's true. If it's true. If it's true. I don't know.
But that's the thing. Is it true? Because I think they came out with like this guy said this, accused managers multiple times of saying stuff like this, something like that. I've heard like Tuchel and Pep, stuff like that. So
Yeah, he's not a great loser.
yeah, he accused other people saying bad stuff. So
Sergio
I don't know if he did. That's kind of messed up. But I mean, you know what it is when things are so heated and it's like adrenaline and there's like so much amped up testosterone. Sometimes you say fucked up shit, especially after winning. So
Yeah, but I just think Arsenal
Yeah?
way too emotional, bro. I mean, Kai Havertz pushing.
I mean, did you-
pushing the coach?
I mean,
The
did you,
celebration
yeah,
after-
that was you can't do stuff like that. I mean, they acted like they won the Champions League. you
No,
know?
I just bro, like last
this
year
is the
they
same
showed
thing
the
they
same
did-
thing.
Yeah,
But I think now in the Premier League they're more mature, but they haven't learned in Europe. Like clearly
Yeah.
that was
They
almost
don't know how
embarrassing.
to act when they're in a new setting. That's their problem.
it's only
New setting,
listen.
and
It's only gonna get harder from now. So we'll see if
Yeah.
they're up for it.
in my opinion,
Dortmund-
Arsenal should just get kicked out of this. They should just stop trying in the Champions League, bro. Just go full throttle in the Prem. They're making a big
I agree.
mistake, but whatever.
It could get to the point where they lose both, and now you're just going.
I mean, Man
again
City are still in it,
trophyless.
so
But Man City's a little different, bro. They've done this. They've been
Man City
here.
have 3 Arsenal
true.
squads, bro. They're not
Right.
worried.
They've also been doing
Uh,
this for like a while. They've won leagues while being in the Champions
let's
League.
get to today. Dortmund versus PSV. Jadon Sancho on the score sheet early. I mean, my goodness, he's got what, like 3 goals and 4 assists in the last 7 games for them.
I don't know about
Jadon
that.
Sancho, they said he was washed, bro. They said he was done. Nah.
He doesn't have 4 goals and 7 assists in the games, bro. He has like 2 goals.
No, I saw like, and he's got for in the last
But
7
before-
Champions League games for Dortmund,
Okay.
he's got like 3 and 4.
That's dating back to
What
when
did
he
you
was at
just say?
Dortmund. That was dating back to Dortmund before,
in the
right?
last 7 Champions League games, he's got like
Okay.
3.
So
for-
that's
for
dating
Dortmund.
back to maybe 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something.
All right,
like
but
that.
once he puts on that Dortmund shirt, he's a different player.
I'm
So.
so happy that he finally scored against PSV. He finally found his level, the Eredivisie, bro. Congratulations to him.
Well,
Good
this is
for
the
him.
guy you were clamoring for.
It was
bro.
good.
What happens?
I clearly it was a mistake. So I mean, good for him. You know.
Yeah, but Dortmund.
Good for Dortmund. I
think-
think they squeezed out of there. I mean, I think they got out of there 2-0, I believe. I think maybe they got to go a little
Yeah, I mean,
late.
honestly, like, and that first, like, that penalty was kind of a tough
Yeah.
call, but yeah, Dortmund they did well.
Just-
PSV
They
I
did
mean,
well against the
PSV
talent. PSV are not anything to write home about. And in the league,
I
they've
mean,
been good, though.
they're not an easy side to play against. but,
Dortmund
you know,
have been good. Their recent form in the league has been good though, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
You know, they definitely took a step back from last year, considering they took you guys to the final day. So I don't have high expectations of them in the Champions League. They're probably gone in the next round. But good win, good for Sancho. Played well, and I think he got injured at the end, which is funny.
But like Tuesday, there was only one game that we were all watching today. Atletico Madrid versus Inter Milan.
Wow, stylistic
what a game.
battle, amazing.
Yeah, what a
Great
game
game.
that was. Classic teams, classic coaches,
Another
good teams.
another penalty.
Inter Milan, in my opinion, are very should be discussed with themselves, bro.
Yeah,
Inter
yeah.
Milan are a good team, bro. Inter Milan,
they
I thought Inter Milan, could go all the way to the final.
final again. Yeah. They have the perfect setup structurally, tactically under not Simeone, Inzaghi, where they're perfect for a Champions League, for a knockout style, and for them to go out the way they did against Atletico, who are not that
crazy.
great.
No, well, I mean Atletico are like a tale of two teams. At home, they're
Exactly
unbelievable. Away, they're terrible.
exactly.
But Inter Milan, man, it's just listen, it's a tough place to play, but
Still got to get it
and
done.
they still had a chance to win it. I
They
mean,
still-
if you want to
Thuram-
just get through the whole game, I mean,
Marcus
listen,
Thuram had
great goal.
chances. Yeah.
It was a great game, but I mean, like the penalties, my goodness, like listen,
Klaassen,
like
Lautaro.
Martinez has been unbelievable for the past couple of years for Inter Milan. Like when I talk to Italian fans,
was crazy.
Lautaro Martinez is like, yo, he's a
In
stud.
form, one of the best strikers in the world.
Yeah, bro. Like when I talk to Italian fans, this is like they're big fans of Martinez, but man,
Pressure
biggest
moments,
stage.
I think that's where he's failed to show up multiple times.
That penalty was shocking, it really was. Yeah, you feel bad for Inter Milan, but in the league, they're already won the league, so it's kind of
that's pretty much
like
for
a
disappointing
anticlimactic for them. Yeah.
Shout out to Griezmann yet again, showing his class. The resurgence of him just like brings tears to my eye because I love Griezmann and he's finally in a different role that he used to be in, but fantastic player, man.
No, he's an unbelievable player. Pretty much it for the Champions League. Like I said, Friday we all wait for that much anticipated draw.
I think.
What do you guys think about the fact? What do you guys think about the fact that they're gonna do it electronically now?
What does that mean?
Draw. So you know how they do the draw with like the balls and like in
That's
person.
bullshit. That's
Now
even
they're
like
gonna do it through a computer.
I think that's even worse. But at the end of the day, if they want to rig it, they still find a way, bro. So
Yeah. It's way easier with a computer though.
yeah, no, for sure. But shout out to David Stern. Just heat up those balls and you'll be all right.
That would be nuts.
That would be nice. We'll see. We'll wait for the draw, and we'll give our opinions next week.
Yeah, but they're not doing it yet. Just
Whenever they do it.
Yeah, they're gonna do it with the
As a
the
United
draw
fan,
they're
as a
gonna
United
do-
fan, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is also like the last Champions League, right? Like
Yeah,
in
the
of
next
this format,
Champions League,
to
they're
win
gonna
this,
start doing it
which-
computerized and shit.
would be kind of special. It is in
Yeah.
Wembley.
All right, so, I'm gonna be introducing a new game to you guys. This was inspired by actually a Kosovar show, Oxygen, and they do this quiz thing, and it's pretty fire. So we're gonna give it a little try. We're gonna see how it goes here. We gotta come up with a name for it though. We can't call it quiz because that's what they call it. But we'll get to that eventually. So the way it works is, is this visible? No. So
No, it's not.
there is one big answer that Ahmed and Tiku are gonna have to find. So like for example, the answer could be Champions League, right? So that's the answer. Their goal is to find that answer, Champions League. Now, they are going to have 4 clues that they have to find. A, B, C, D. Under each of those clues is 4 hints. So, clue A has 4 hints, A1, A2, A3, A4. Clue B has 4 hints, A1, B1, B2, B3, B4. Each player will be able to open one of the hints. After opening a hint, they can then try to guess a clue or the final answer. So if, let's say we're doing Champions League and one of the clues is Real Madrid, right? And so as a hint, right? Let's say clue A is Real Madrid. You know, they've won the most. So, and then as a hint is Galacticos. Let's say it's Ahmed's turn. Ahmed opens up first hint, A1 Galacticos. He's a monster. He instantly guesses the answer. Champions League. Boom. That's it. Game's over, right? Or he could guess the clue, Real Madrid. Anyway, we're going to play it. They both have pen and paper, I think, or at least their phones to write it down.
What?
So, why is Ahmed saying what? Like this wasn't the topic of discussion in the beginning.
No idea what's going on, bro. I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Okay. So,
Fined by
So-
SVS hierarchs.
Ahmed and Tiku. Tiku's gonna go first. So just to keep track of it, write down what gets revealed and shit like that. So Tiku, which of the hints do you want to open?
So what is that? Is that like A1? I can say
A1, A2, A3, A4, all the way to
Okay.
D4. A1 through D4.
I would start with A3.
A3 is Army. That is the hint. That is the hint.
Army.
Army, correct.
Army. That's interesting, huh? I have no idea, so I'd rather not guess.
Okay.
I have no
Ahmed.
guess. Ahmed, go.
Go to A1.
Would- A1 is Forest.
Forest.
So A.
Forest.
So for A right now we have Forest and Army. Ahmed,
Okay.
do you want to guess the clue? No? All right,
Forest.
Tiku.
Army. Let's go with D1.
D1,
Yeah, because I'm a D1 athlete for sure.
gloves.
Gloves. Okay. That's interesting.
Let's go with B1.
let's get the ones
B1.
out.
Ahmed?
B1.
B1
the
is
ones.
cube. Cube.
See, now this is annoying. 'Cause I don't know what's going on now.
Cube.
Cube.
Cube. Yeah, well you got to write it down to keep track of
Alright,
it because otherwise
let's
you're going to get lost.
Let's keep
What
the
was
whole
one
thing.
What
C1.
was the one that for D1 what Tiku said? What was it?
Gloves.
D1 was gloves.
All right, let's go C1.
C1. You guys are not playing this well at all, by the way.
I know
Uh,
they were definitely not.
C1 is finance.
What? Okay, so I get it though. Okay, cool. Ahmed, go. I don't know, so I'm not gonna guess. what I'm gonna do.
A2.
A2, protector.
Hector. What?
Oh, you guys. I'm not gonna give you any hints.
I don't
go
want
ahead.
hits, bro. We're gonna finish it out. A4.
A4 is park. So that's you have all the hints for A. You have forest, protector, army, and park.
What?
So
Okay,
so the clue is something related to these 4 hints.
I hear you. I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Ahmed, go. Maybe I could do the other things.
Let me go with D4.
D4 is bell.
Okay, can I? Okay, D3.
D3 is concussion.
Okay, hold up. D3 concussion. Can I get a guess? Can I guess the
You
hint?
can guess. You want to guess the clue? D clue?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Clue. Boxing.
Correct.
Yes.
So, the D category, the clue is boxing. The hints were gloves. Footwork was D2. Concussion and bell. All right.
So D is boxing.
So yes.
Okay.
So now that you got the
Yo,
clue, wait.
Hold up.
Now that
Okay.
you got the clue, you can guess the answer.
Okay. I'm not yet, but I'm kind of getting there. So I'm at go. Yeah. Or is it me? I don't know.
No, you can guess the answer if you want. You could pass.
No, I
that's
don't.
fine.
I don't want to. I
Okay.
don't want to guess the answer.
All right, go Ahmed.
B3.
B3 is hot.
Cube hot. Oh my god! I might know what this is. Okay.
Do you have
B-
any guesses, Ahmed? Do you want to guess A? You can guess A. You can guess B.
I
Nothing?
got no idea, bro.
Okay.
Okay.
Two.
So what was it? B3 he said before.
B1, yeah, B3
B2.
was hot. B2 is desert.
Desert. Can I guess?
Go ahead.
B. Saudi Arabia.
No.
God damn it! What?
Ahmed, go ahead.
What's even left, bro? D3.
No, we already got D. D was boxing.
D's done.
Oh,
D's the big hint. Yeah.
D is the
We're at
clue.
A
We got the
finished,
4
we have-
hints.
and in B we might have one more for B.
B, we
right?
have one more, and then C is completely besides C1.
I did this all wrong.
What, you did like all the ones together and then all the...
I just wrote them down, bro. I didn't put them A or B.
Okay, I'll tell you them. Ready? A1, Forest. A2, Protector. A3, Army. A4, Park. All right? Then we have B. B1 is Cube. B2 is Desert. B3 is Hot. Then we have... So B4 is still out there to open up. Then we have C1 is Finance.
And then that's
C2,
it. We're not-
C3, C4 is still to be opened up. Then we have D. The
we
overall
solved.
clue we found was boxing. By the way, you guys are competing against each other. So
yeah, I know.
D is boxing. D1 was
What was gloves?
gloves.
What was gloves?
D1 was gloves. D2 we revealed to be footwork.
and concussion.
D3 was concussion. D4 was bell. So
But I
that's
already
boxing.
guessed what the hint was.
But he already
was
got
okay,
that
okay.
clue.
boxing.
So
Now
now,
that hint is to the legit-
that is the hint for the answer. That is the clue for the
Okay,
answer.
okay. All right. So
We'll call the 1,
do
2,
we
3,
have
4s.
all? Do we have
hints.
all for B?
no, no, yeah.
No, you can still open up B4.
Okay, like whatever left for B is. Let me get down.
Okay.
Oh, look at that one.
B4 is Islam.
What? You know, that's crazy how you don't think. That's crazy. How is it
See-
not what I said?
Okay, Tiku, I'm telling you, you just got to keep going. You just got to keep guessing. It's not what you said.
Was it like
Go ahead, Ahmed. You want to guess?
for B?
Yeah.
Cube is crazy. Like I don't know. Like that's crazy.
It has to be like the Kaaba, no?
That's what I thought.
Close.
I said Saudi
Okay.
Arabia.
Go ahead, Tiku.
I already
Do
said
you want to
Saudi
open?
Arabia.
Do you want to open something up?
Yeah, I want to open B. I'm gonna guess a bunch of oil-rich
No,
countries.
you guess once. That's it.
What do you mean? So is
No, you can guess B again, but you
That's
want to
what I'm
guess.
saying.
Go ahead. You don't want to
Yeah.
open a clue. You can open a clue for free. It's not like you're getting charged.
Okay, C2.
Okay, C2 is skyscrapers.
Okay. Okay, can I?
Are you
can
just
I
memorizing
guess?
everything? You're not. Go
No,
ahead.
I have
Wait,
it-
what
I
are
have
you
it written
guessing?
down.
What are you guessing?
B.
Okay, go.
Is it Abu Dhabi?
No.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo, I'm done. with
This is
bro.
gonna be fire. This is gonna be fire. When you guys realize
Okay.
what the answer is. Okay, Ahmed, do you want to
Ahmed,
open up
go.
a clue?
Let me get
A
C,
hint,
whatever
sorry.
is available.
C3 or C4, bro. Just pick one.
C3, bro.
C3 is Native American.
What? Native American?
Yes.
Okay, Ahmed, do you have a guess?
No.
Okay. All right, me C4. Oh my
C-
god, explosive.
C4 is Donald Trump.
What? I don't get it, bro. Okay,
what do
so
you
I'm
want?
gonna guess. So I'm trying to figure out the A is what trips my head out, bro. I don't get how this all comes together. Forest protector.
Yo,
Army Park.
Soldier for A.
bet
I'm gonna
money.
guess.
Okay, you gotta guess for A.
Yeah, soldier. Like any.
No.
Okay, soldier, yeah. Thanks.
Here,
Army.
hold up.
Cheers.
You know what I want to try? While you guys keep thinking, so Tiku, think about it. I want to see if my brother can get A. I feel like he can get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stick with
Ready?
B.
You've seen Oxygen quiz, right? Okay. These are the clues for A. Forest, Protector, Army, and Park.
Tell him to yell it out so I can hear him.
He got it. Ah, he got it. He got it first try. He got it
Forest,
first try.
Protector,
Now I'm
Army,
not
Park.
telling you.
You see now this is crazy because this is definitely like something you know between each other. Like this is something
No, this is. If I was to tell you, Tiku, for example, right? T water, weather, and air. Balloon. What would you guess? What is a word that comes before all of those? Tea, water, air, balloon, and
I don't know, bro. I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, bro. I don't know. Rock, Earth.
what? Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's what he said. Hot, bro. Hot water, hot tea, hot air balloon.
Yo, okay.
Hot
I'm
weather.
gonna guess B. Cube. Desert. Hot Islam.
Come on, you're almost there, bro. You're almost there. Think specific.
Qatar.
Oh my God, Ahmed was close, bro. Ahmed, think specific. You were on the right path. You just got too specific.
Wait, what was his answer?
Like an exact city, bro. Medina.
No. How the hell do you? Are you crazy?
Oh,
Are you
I might know
crazy?
this.
Go,
I think I
Tiku, go.
know.
It's your turn. Go.
Muhammad.
No, bro.
Damn.
Yo, how do you? What city is the
Oh,
one you
but
said earlier, Ahmed? What city is the
Medina.
one? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Where's the Kaaba?
In Medina,
Ahmed.
no?
Mecca. I said Mecca before.
You did not.
Yeah.
You said the Kaaba,
I
bro.
swear to God, I said Mecca.
You said the Kaaba. All right,
Nah,
all right,
he-
all right.
he-
So
After
we
I said
got
Kaaba,
B.
I said Mecca.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wait.
So we got B. Now, Ahmed, since you got B, you can guess
So what
the
is it,
answer
Mecca?
if you want. It is Mecca.
Oh, I think I know the.
Wait,
I,
Ahmed, go,
I think I
Ahmed,
know. Go, Ahmed. I think I know the entire answer.
Go. I'll give you 10 seconds,
B?
Ahmed. So no, you got B. B is Mecca. So right now, this is what we have. We have for A.
Oh, I know
For
the
A,
answer.
For A, we do not know the clue.
This
but we
gotta
have
be
4
me, bro.
hints: forest, protector, army, and park. For B, we have clue, Mecca. The hints were cube, desert, hot, and Islam. For C, we have the hints: finance, skyscrapers, Native American, Donald Trump.
Native American is
For,
crazy.
for D, we have the clue, which was boxing. We have the hints: gloves, footwork, concussion, and bell. Ahmed, you have clues: Mecca, and you have boxing. Do you want to guess the answer? The overall answer?
I'm gonna go Mike Tyson.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah. Can I guess the entire answer?
You want to guess the entire answer, or you want to guess a
Yeah.
clue?
No, let's guess the entire
Go.
answer. Madison Square Garden.
Bingo. Good
Ah!
shit, bro.
As soon as I found that, I
So-
like this
so-
game. Now
so
I
n-
get it.
So now,
I get it.
now,
I get it.
now that you know it's Madison Square Garden, let's see if you can get the clues. What do
see,
you
A, I
think?
still don't.
What do you think
okay.
A could be?
I don't know.
Forest, protector, army,
see-
and park.
If
You guys
it's
want to know what it
Madison-
is? Come
Yeah,
here.
I would like to know.
Come here. Come here. Tell them. He got it on the first try. Tell them.
Ranger.
Ranger.
Oh,
What hockey
like,
team plays
you
in
know
Madison
what?
Square
I
Garden?
swear to God, the
Yeah,
Rangers.
you swear to
I
I
never
God.
got that in
swear
my
to
life.
everything I love. No, I swear to
In your old
everything
days.
I love. I'm being straight up honest. I was thinking about Ranger or like Park Ranger,
Yes.
but I was like, what the fuck does this have to do
Trump
with
Towers
anything?
for the other one.
I'm guessing
no,
New York.
the other one. Nope.
New York
Close. Think. More specific.
building.
I State Building.
Finance, skyscrapers, Donald Trump, Native American. That is the biggest clue there. Yo, if you had to guess, finance,
Native
skyscrapers,
American.
Native American, Donald Trump. No, casinos. Finance, skyscrapers, Native American, Donald Trump.
If
I
it
really have
isn't-
no idea.
The city of Manhattan, brother. Where is Madison Square Garden located? In Manhattan.
Why do you say
Manhattan
Donald
is a
Trump?
Native American name. Donald Trump's
Bro,
tower is in Manhattan.
I thought
Finance,
Manhattan was like a
capital of
Dutch
the
name,
world.
bro.
The finance guy. You thought Manhattan was a Dutch name. See, that's
Yeah,
not
I
my
thought
fault.
it
What
was.
am I supposed to spoon feed you guys, American?
I don't know
history?
about Native Americans. Been gone for a minute, bro. don't
I will
know.
be ready next time. That's for
You-
sure.
Now, as
Alright.
soon as I seen boxing and I seen Mecca and I seen finance skyscraper Donald Trump, I'm like New York, Mecca, basketball, boxing, Muhammad. Honestly, Muhammad would have been pretty decent right there. You know, Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Muhammad Ali.
That's what
a
I
good
said it. That's
fucking
what.
point.
That's why I said it. Because
Good
I was
point.
gonna say, oh, Muhammad because he is the relation with Islam. Muhammad with boxing, Muhammad Ali. That's what I was gonna say.
That's
But
so.
as
Do you
soon as I
guys
see
understand how
Mecca-
the game works now?
I get it now. This is actually I like this. I like this game.
Okay.
We
So-
should do this more because
so-
I like now how you did Mecca, how you did that. But it's like it's the hints for Mecca, but Mecca leads into the. I like how you did that.
Correct.
That's interesting.
Yes. So
I thought they all have to be the same thing, like it all connects. In a sense, it does.
no,
but
it doesn't have. So the hints A through D, A1 through D4, don't have to connect to the bigger picture. So like Park
Right.
Ranger, Park to Madison Square Garden has no connection to Park. So yeah, but like it doesn't. So there's moments where, like I said, the example of hot, right?
Yeah.
So it may not even be. So if I said finance, skyscrapers, Native American, Donald Trump, those are things located in Manhattan or that have some
Right.
connection to Manhattan. But when I say like hot water, hot tea, hot weather, and hot air balloon, that's
You know-
just those
you know-
4 hints
you know what you
give
should
you
call this
hints
game?
to the clue. Yes, what should we call it?
Fours.
4s. I like that.
Because essentially you're going by fours.
That's true. You got
I like
4
that.
hints, then
That-
4 clues.
that is a
Alright.
good name.
All right. Listen, I
Interesting.
have
Up
2
1-0 on the
more
med, like
already
usual.
written. I have 2 more already written. So, and I think this was the easier one. I thought this was be an introduction to the
Oh,
game.
wow.
I thought the second you guys heard Mecca in boxing, bro, I was like, they're gonna get the answer.
Well, I got it.
So
So
yeah. So
If I knew how the game worked, I would have smoked this guy. Like,
why I said
2
get a
hours
pen
ago,
and
bro.
paper, bro. This guy wrote. I just
Bro,
wrote all
you,
of them
you-
down.
you have a rigged system for you, bro. Like the last time that thing buzzer beat or you said JJ, you did.
Oh, this guy hasn't beat me in a game. This is the first game he's ever beat me on here.
Yeah. Okay, bro.
All right.
Bring back home, bro.
All right. Anyway,
Baby, we
that's
did it.
that's it for the episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Many more episodes to come. Stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
See you guys.